Left guard, 6'4", senior, 295 from Buford. Probable starting tackles today are Colton Houston on the right side, a 6'5", junior, 280 from Buford, Georgia, and Canarius Gates, 6'5", senior, 327 from Grantsville. The starting tight end, Arthur Lynch, preseason All-SEC selection, 6'5", senior, 254 from Dartmouth, Massachusetts. Chris Conley is the flanker, a 6'3", junior, 206 from Dallas, Georgia. And Michael Bennett is the split end, a 6'3", junior, 205 from Alpharetta. The quarterback is Aaron Murray, a 6'1", senior, 208 from Tampa, Florida. And behind him, Todd Gurley is the tailback, 6'1", sophomore, 232 from Tarboro, North Carolina. And Quavon Hicks, the fullback, a 6'2", sophomore, 257. He is from Blackshear, Georgia. That's your probable starters on offense. For the defense, here's how Georgia will stack up. Ray Drew, Garrison Smith, and Sterling Bailey across the front three. Drew, defensive end, 6'5", junior, 276 from Thomasville. Bailey on the right side, a redshirt sophomore, 6'3", 282 from Gainesville. And Garrison Smith, the nose, a 6'3", senior, 299 from Atlanta. Here are your probable starters at linebacker for the Bulldog defense. Jordan Jenkins, a 6'3", sophomore, 246 from Hamilton, Georgia. And Leonard Floyd, the 6'4", freshman, 220 from Eastman. Those are the outside backers. On the inside, Georgia's leading tacklers, Rameek Wilson and Amarlo Herrera. They're 1-2 on the team. Wilson is a 6'2", junior, 232 from Tampa, Florida. And Herrera, a 6'2", junior, 244. He is from College Park. In the secondary today, the corners, Brendan Langley, a 6'1", freshman, 181 from Marietta. And Damian Swan, he's the veteran of the group, a 5'11", junior, 178 from Atlanta. The safeties, free safety Trey Matthews gets the start today, 6' freshman, 196 from Noonan. And Josh Harvey Clemens, a 6'5", sophomore, 212. He is from Valdosta. So those are your probable starters in the Georgia Power starting lineups. We're less than 7 minutes from kickoff for Georgia and LSU. And we'll come back for more of the BB&T Countdown to Kickoff right after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network from IMG. Redcoat band exiting the field. Video board in high gear as Dog fans right now are committing to the G and getting ready for the coin toss. Captains coming out of the locker room for LSU and for Georgia. The Bulldog captains today will be Todd Gurley, Damian Swan. Kostavavlis is the special teams captain, and Garrison Smith is the fourth captain as they slowly walk out of the locker room to our right to the midfield point. LSU's captains are waiting across the way. Zach Mettenberger, one of them. They have 5 captains, and they'll meet at the middle of the field. Matt Luffler is our referee today. Ben Oldham will be the replay official, and we're almost ready for these guys to break through the banner. Middle of the field between the two locker rooms to our right under the goal post. Georgia getting ready to run out onto the field as LSU is as well. And we're almost ready for some football, about 4 minutes away. Our coin toss is brought to you by Georgia's own credit union. It's your future, own it. And as the referees approach the middle of the field, the captains will be heading out that way. Our Chuck Dowdle will be down there in the middle of things as Georgia gets ready to run out onto the field under bright sunshine, jam-packed here at Sanford Stadium, 92,000 plus. There's probably more than that sneaking in here. There's definitely more than that, Z, out on the bridge on Sanford Drive, trying to get into the stadium or trying just to get a peek of what's going on in here.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I have ever seen the stadium as jacked up as this right now. Red pom-poms out, and here come the Bulldogs, and the crowd erupts even louder.
All right, let's go down to Chuck for the Georgia's own credit union coin toss. Chuck?
Thanks a lot, Scott. Here's referee Matt Leffler.
Matt Leffler, referee. You're the visiting team. You're going to call it, okay? There's tails, and this is heads. That's tails, and this is heads. SEC is heads. What's your call?
Tails.
Tails is the call. It's tails. You've won the toss.
Defer.
You're going to defer to the second.
All right, LSU, Matt Zettenberger calling. He called tails. It was tails. LSU's deferring. And they will be kicking to the west, so Georgia will be defending the west goal as we get this thing underway. And I know we thought this would never get here, didn't we?
It's been a long week. Chuck, thanks very much. So LSU defers, and as he told you, Chuck told you, they'll be kicking to the west. That's from right to left, and a little bit of a wind is starting to kick up, blowing out towards the opened end of the stadium. So LSU, as it stands right now, at least according to the flags, will be kicking with the wind at their backs. And Georgia will be working from left to right, east to west here as we get this game underway. Georgia and LSU, and the countdown clock, Z, has been on. Really, it's been on long before last week's game.
It really has. Listen, a lot of anticipation around this football game. Two top 10 football teams. Played for the SEC championship a couple of years ago. The rivalry that's starting to develop between these two teams is just a fantastic one that has national ramifications. A huge football game today. This crowd is ready. Our boys in red and black are ready. We get the football first, and the explosive offense that we've seen will be tested as much as it's been tested all year, but no doubt they will be up to the task.
All right, Georgia's won 14 in a row at home. We've talked about that. Third longest streak in home streak in UGA history. We talked a little bit about LSU, some of the numbers that jump off the page at one. And with the fact that Georgia gets the ball first, they've got a chance to put LSU behind on the first possession. LSU, the only SEC school that has yet to trail in any ball game this season. They're 4-0.
Yeah, and they started off fast on top of that. Last three games, 21-0 leads in the first quarter. Coming out of the first quarter, this LSU team's only given up 3 points defensively here in the first quarter of any football game that they played in. They will be tested today, though, with an offense that is absolutely dynamic. Todd Gurley running the football extremely well this year, averaging 125 on the ground. Aaron Murray averaging 346 through the air. So we've got weapons galore to attack this LSU defense that is one of the best in the country.
Georgia's kick receive unit is on the field. Reggie Davis, the freshman burner who last week scorched North Texas with a 98-yard touchdown reception, is the lone deep man. He stands about 1.5 yards, 2 yards deep in the end zone, and LSU breaks off their sideline out of the huddle. It should be James Hairston, the kickoff man. Again, mostly bright sunshine here in Athens today. A few puffy clouds passing by in front of the sun, creating some shadows on the field as we get set for kickoff between two SEC powerhouses, number 9 Georgia, number 6 LSU. The Bayou Bengals in their traditional white tops and gold pants, a little bit of purple trim. The numbers are purple and the helmets are gold. Georgia in the home red jerseys, red hats, and silver breeches. The pom-poms are waving. The students are jacked up. Everybody's on their feet here for the opening kickoff. 92,000 as Hairston for LSU gets set to kick it to Reggie Davis for Georgia. The official has given the signal, and we are underway as Hairston, a low end-over-end line drive. Ball will sail 2 yards deep over the back line of the end zone for the touchback, and that's how this one gets underway. Georgia will have it 1st and 10 at the 25, and the jawing has already started between one of the LSU kickmen and Leonard Floyd for Georgia, and we're going to have to stay away from that kind of stuff today.
Yeah, we are. You know, one thing that we haven't talked about a whole lot here in pregame is just staying away from penalties, staying away from those silly mistakes, big negative plays that put you in a hole. LSU, obviously too good of a team defensively to be working out of any kind of deep hole, second longs, third and long situations.
Georgia comes out with 3 receivers to the right and 1 to the left. They'll run it with Gurley. He's looking for running room. Bounces outside to the left. He's got a little space. He'll get 7, maybe 8 yards as they drag his jersey, and he drags a man out of bounds on the LSU side of the field. That's Quan Alexander, the Sam linebacker, that had a handful of jersey and went for a ride into the LSU bench. But Gurley got 8 yards to the 33-yard line. It's 2nd down and 2, and Georgia goes quickly and hand off to Gurley, but a flag down across the way.
Ball start. Offense. Number 72. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
We got our left tackle for an early start. Canarius Gates, that backs us up 5, puts the ball on the 28. Bulldog football brought to you by Aaron's. Credit is hard. Aaron's is easy. You don't need credit. All you need is Aaron's. Makes it 2nd down and 7 now. And the ball on the 28-yard line. Murray's back in the shotgun. 2 receivers right and 1 to the left. Murray with time dumps it off to Gurley with blockers. They set up a little bit of a screen on the near side. He got a block. Gurley breaks the tackle at the 37 and plows his way ahead to the 41-yard line. Craig lost in the safety, came up to make the hit. 13 yards on that play.
Great block there by David Andrews, leading the way on that screen pass. LSU mixing up coverages a little bit, went one high, man-to-man on 1st down. Gurley bounced that out. There they went cover 2, and a well-set-up screen play to Gurley. The good block by David Andrews.
1st down for Georgia. The Bulldogs on our own 41-yard line, moving left to right. 2 receivers left and 1 to the near side. Play fake to Gurley. Quick throw Murray. He's got Justin Scott Wesley on a slant across the middle. It's complete at the 50, and the tackle is made there by the safety, Ronald Martin. Just a bit into LSU territory. They'll spot the ball around the 49-yard line, right on the middle of the field on the logo on the G. Georgia has 2nd and very short, 9 yards plus on that pickup.
Great route there by Justin Scott Wesley. Had to go inside, got back on the stem, and then a hard break on the slant.
Hard snap count by Murray. Got LSU to jump. He throws it out to the right side anyway. It's caught by Rhett McGowan right on the sideline. And let's see, the flag is down on the far side of the field. Jalen Mills in coverage on the near side. The pass was complete to McGowan. Here's the call.
Offside on the defense, number 90. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is a 1st down.
Matt Luffler with the call, our referee today. It's a 9-yard pickup. We declined the penalty. And Georgia has a 1st and 10 on LSU's 40-yard line. The Bulldogs started after the touchback on their own 25-yard line, moving steadily down the field here. Opening minutes of the 1st quarter were scoreless. LSU sneaks some guys up in the gaps on defense. Murray with all kinds of time throws down the middle. It's caught by the tight end, Artie Lynch. He steps over one tackler at the 21 and falls forward to the 19-yard line. DJ Welter, the linebacker, and Martin, the safety, have to bring down the big tight end, but all the way down to the 19-yard line. 21 yards on the gain. 1st and 10, Georgia. Quick snap. Murray hands it off to Gurley. Gurley with flags flying, pushing his way inside the 15 down to the 13-yard line. That one's going to be on us. Going to be on LSU, perhaps. Officials are discussing it. Flags down again. LSU is the 2nd most penalized team in the SEC this year.
Before the snap, illegal substitution on the defense. It's a 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 1st down.
So from the 19, that'll put us on the 14 and make it 1st and 5.
And we've seen this happen for a number of times for the Dogs this year. They have a big play immediately to the line of scrimmage. Caught LSU off guard. LSU right now back on their heels with this Georgia attack, just like a locomotive coming down the tracks.
Andrews, the center, over the ball, snaps it to Murray, hands off to Gurley, got a big block from Gates, tries to get to the corner to the outside. He gets just around the block of Gates and inside the 10-yard line, maybe down to the 8-yard line for 6 more. And it's a 1st down. It was 1st and 5, and Gurley got 6, and it's 1st and goal for Georgia now inside the LSU 10. Nose of the football, almost touching the 7-yard line.
Boy, Gates just smashed people on that run. Gurley got right on his hip and just let Gates lead the way. Gates was running over people, flattening them.
Dogs in the shotgun, 3 receivers on the near side. The Dogs work on the far hash, moving from left to right. No score 1st quarter. Gurley offset to Murray's right. He's going to take the handoff, finds a little bit of the seam, cuts back to the right, inside the 5, and tackled at the 4. He angled to the left and then cut back, and he picked up about 3 yards. Quan Alexander, the linebacker from Oxford, Alabama, a sophomore, made the tackle for the LSU defense. It'll be 2nd and goal. Ball closer to the 5 now than it is to the 4, as Georgia's in the red zone here. Red Zone brought to you by Red Baron Pizza. Pick up a Red Baron Pizza before the next game and get a taste of the tradition.
LSU brought their middle linebacker Welter on a blitz there, but the good play fake and carrying out that fake by Aaron Murray that let Gurley get free.
Murray will throw it into the end zone. Murray's pass is caught by Bennett, falling down. Touchdown!
Little rub right rub route there from Georgia. Bennett in the inside slot position just runs a fade. It rubs off the other LSU defender. Good recognition by Aaron Murray. Throws it away from the defender. Nice adjustment by Michael Bennett. That's the way you want to start this football game. And this crowd that was already excited, now just electric.
A precise 8-play drive, just methodically down the field. Here's the point after try by Marshall Morgan. It's good. Georgia leads 7-0. LSU trails for the first time this season. That Georgia touchdown brought to you by Southwest Airlines, connecting more people to more places. Southwest, welcome aboard. Dogs 7, LSU nothing. First quarter. Back in a moment on the Bulldogs Sports Network from ING. Back in the Georgia's own credit union booth, Georgia leads at 7-0. Dogs go 75 yards in 8 plays, 4-yard TD pass Murray to Bennett, take 3:20 off the clock. That's the Cooper Tire drive summary brought to you by Cooper Tires. Life's a road trip. Come on, let's go. Down to the sidelines. Chuck Dowdle for Cook's Pest Control sideline report. Chuck.
Just a textbook drive, Scott. Equal running, passing. They didn't throw to the same receiver twice. Not a single incompletion. Mike Bobo's got to be thrilled. This Georgia bench is energized, and it brings to mind when you start to look at Aaron Murray's numbers at Sanford Stadium. When he plays here, they're almost cartoonish. And that drive, what a great example. I know that man sitting to your left up there, he had to love it.
All right, Chuck, thanks very much. Second time this season that Georgia has scored a touchdown on its opening drive. Bulldog football brought to you by BB&T, member FDIC. Here's Marshall Morgan's kick to Odell Beckham Jr. Comes out to the 1.5 to take it to the 10, to the 15. Far hash, breaks outside the numbers. He's got running room. 25-30 and veers out of bounds around the 34-yard line. That's too much on the return. I'm sure Georgia will have to take a look at that. Sheldon Dawson chased Beckham out of bounds. He's a dangerous return guy. LSU with the ball. Trailing for the first time this season. 7-0 Georgia. Tigers ball. 1st and 10 on their 34. We'll see Zach Mettenberger between the hedges in a different uniform for the first time.
And keep in mind on that kickoff, pretty strong wind that we were kicking into. Awfully tough to get that one out of the end zone.
Mettenberger works under center, offset eye. They move the tight end in motion. One receiver to each side. Handoff comes to Jeremy Hill. He looks for running room to the right. And Hill going to be dropped for a loss by Leonard Floyd. Also, Jenkins was in there fighting the block of Copeland. And that really skewed Hill's running ability to the near side. Hill dropped for a 2-yard loss back at the 34 or the 32-yard line, rather.
And no disguise there. We went man-to-man press coverage on the outside with Langley and Swan. Dropped our safety right down into the box.
Landry split out to the right. Beckham Jr. to the near side. Offset eye again. Hill's the tail. Mettenberger going to drop back and pass. Here comes pressure. Throws it out to the right flat to Hill. We cover it well, and Ramik Wilson there on the complete pass into the right flat to the back. Wilson going to bring him down at the original line of scrimmage at the 34. A pickup of 2 for Jeremy Hill. And it'll be 3rd down and 10 for LSU.
Dogs change up the coverage there. Man-to-man on 1st down. There they go. Cover 2 look. Good job by Ramik Wilson getting out of the flat. Coverage was very good, forcing Mettenberger to come to his check down. Open field tackles. Not allowed. No missed tackles today. Critical to have success.
Dogs go with a nickel defensive package. Mettenberger in the shotgun, and flags fly as somebody jumped. Georgia's pointing at LSU. LSU's pointing at Georgia. And the officials will sort it all out as the flags came in. Mettenberger had a hard snap count. Everybody's pointing at everybody. No one wants to take responsibility for this.
Before the snap, offside on the defense, on the nose guard. That's a 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Well, that's like the one guy that can't move. Right. He's looking at the ball.
Well, I'll tell you what. Right now, we've got 2 defensive linemen in the game. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 linebackers, 5 defensive backs in the game right now. We had a boa blitz, 2 guys right in the A gap trying to come over the center.
3rd and 5 for LSU. They work in the shotgun. Our defense is moving. They send a tight end out to the near side. Mettenberger takes the snap. Quick throw. It's caught by Landry on the run at the 45. Heads upfield and tackled at the 49. It'll be a 1st down for the Bayou Bengals. Josh Harvey-Clemens and Shaq Wiggins on the tackle for Georgia's defense, but it's a first down for LSU. Bulldog football brought to you by Coca-Cola. They're an official sponsor of the Georgia Bulldogs. From the 49, LSU hands it off to Jeremy Hill. He runs to the near side and finds about 3 yards into Georgia territory before he's hit by a Marlo Herrera and Quincy Mauger and Sterling Bailey. They'll spot the ball at the 48. It's going to be a gain of 3 for LSU. Second down, 7 for the Tigers. 7-0 Georgia. 9:20 on the clock, first quarter. Georgia with the lead.
A lot of different looks so far from Georgia, showing a lot of different pressure looks. Linebackers moving around, very tough to pick up, where to slide to protection-wise.
2 tight ends set out of the eye. They play fake and roll out Mettenberger naked to the right. He throws on the run, and it is broken up at the Georgia 38. They tried to go to Odell Beckham Jr., but Damian Swann with terrific coverage breaks up the pass play right in front of the LSU sideline on the far side of the field. The incompletion brings up third down and 7 now for LSU. They work from the Bulldogs' 48-yard line, moving right to left.
Yeah, right in front of the LSU coaches. They wanted pass interference. They thought Damian Swann got there a little bit too early. He might have, but it was a really good play by number 5.
2 receivers wide to the right. Mettenberger in the shotgun, stands between 2 backs. 1 receiver to the near side. Takes the snap, sets up. He's got pressure. He throws. Our man falls down. It's going to be a touchdown for LSU. He caught it at the 5. Swann fell down. That was Kedron Boone, who just went 48 yards for the touchdown. Mettenberger got hit as he was firing. Our defender fell down, and LSU answers our score with a long drive of their own.
Yeah, Quincy Mauger came on a free safety blitz there to the weak side, was free. Mettenberger able to stand tall in the pocket and deliver a strike. Even though LSU scored there, you've really got to like the aggressiveness of the Georgia Bulldogs. We fell down. That's one of the risks that you're going to take. But that kind of pressure can shut down and be effective against the running game as well. Nice aggressiveness from the Bulldogs, but good execution there by the Bayou Bengals.
Colby Delahousie with the point after try, and it's up and good for LSU. And we're tied at 7. 8:52 to go. Maybe the shootout is underway. We shall see. Georgia 7, LSU 7. First quarter. Timeout here in Athens. Back to Sanford Stadium right after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network from IMG. Along with Eric Zier, Scott Howard back with you here in the Georgia Zone Credit Union booth. Sanford Stadium, Georgia 7, LSU 7. Bulldog Game Day begins our broadcast each and every Saturday. And at home, it's live at the Georgia Center. Don't forget to join the crew for Bulldog Game Day at the Georgia Center. You can also book your football weekends at the UGA Hotel at the Georgia Center. Let's go down to the sidelines. Chuck Daddle and a Cook's Pest Control sideline report. Chuck.
Eric, I was just wondering, I don't know what you saw up there, but from here it looked like that free safety freshman, Quincy Mauger, tried to time that blitz, that free safety blitz. He just didn't get it timed right. And it left Damian Swann in a really tough position. Then when he fell, just no shot at all.
Yeah, Chuck, exactly right. Long count there by LSU. We got thrown off of our timing just a little bit, and then Mauger did not get off on the snap very well. Damian Swann still was in a pretty good position if he had not fallen down to make a play.
Hairston kicks off, a low wobbler, going to bounce and be taken by one of the up men around the 8-yard line to the 20, to the 25, and brought down at the 28-yard line. Kyle Karimpoulos out of the Wesleyan School in Atlanta returns it out to the 29-yard line, and the tackle is made by Corey Thompson, the sophomore safety for LSU. So Georgia has the football on its own 28-yard line in a 7-7 ball game here in the first quarter. Clock at 8:46 and stopped as Georgia huddles and gets ready for its second series. On the near hash from left to right, Georgia in the eye, 2 receivers to the far side of the field. Now they bring one of them in motion. That's Chris Conley. He stops behind the quarterback and slides over at left tackle. Hand off to Gurley. LSU, great penetration in the backfield as Jamaria Rasco got in the backfield and dropped Gurley for a loss back at the 25. Loss of 3 on the play. It'll be second down and long now for Georgia. Second down and 13. Ball just inside the Bulldogs' 25-yard line.
Yeah, first play, of this football game where anybody on the defensive line for LSU has any kind of penetration, but quick penetration there. Nowhere for Gurley to go with the football.
Jay Rome in at tight end, Merritt Hall at fullback. He's lined up behind Rome on the right side. Handoff to Gurley, runs behind the fullback. Todd looking for a block, and he pushes his way forward behind blocking across the 30 to the 31. Rasco again makes the stop for LSU, but this time after a 6-yard gain. So they got a little bit of that back. It's 3rd down and about 7 for Georgia from our own 31-yard line.
Inside trap there by Georgia. Georgia showing more zone option read than we have seen all year long in the first drive of this football game and starting off this second drive.
3rd down for the Dogs. We're tied at 7. First quarter, Georgia and LSU. Murray will drop back into the shotgun. Gurley offset to his right. 2 receivers to the near side. Make it 3 receivers out to the left and 1 to the right. Andrews with the snap to Murray. He's got time. Quick throw. Plants and throws, and it's caught by the tight end, Jay Rome, at the 37. He tries to curl away from the defender and go upfield. It's going to be close to a first down. Welter, the linebacker, and Lawson, the safety, make the hit for LSU. They may have to measure. He may be just a smidge short. We'll see. Ball's on the 38. That's where the yard marker is for the first down as well. It's going to be very close. The referee, Matt Luffler, says first down. They don't measure. First down for the Bulldogs. Let's pause. 10 seconds. Station ID. Bulldog Sports Network from IMG. 1st and 10 at the 38. Keith Marshall, the sophomore from Raleigh, North Carolina, checks into the ball game for the first time for Gurley. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Gurley offset to Murray's left. He's in the shotgun. LSU sends 5. Murray throws. It's batted down at the line of scrimmage. He was trying to throw it left, and big Ego Ferguson, 6'3", 310-pound defensive tackle from Miami, Florida, swatted it back in Georgia's direction for an incompletion. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Well, had what we want, too. Aaron Murray trying to go to Chris Conley there just on a slant route. We had man-to-man. Chris Conley got an inside release on the defender and would have been running for days, and we've been able to get it around Big Ego.
Hondo says the pass went and hit the defensive tackle right in the face mask. Got to throw it higher, right? He does this time, but he throws it behind the intended receiver, Jay Rome, who was down on one knee, and the pass went sailing behind him, incomplete. It'll be 3rd down now for the Bulldogs, 3rd and 10. We're tied at 7 with 6:26 to go in quarter number 1. Bulldog football is brought to you by Southwest. Win 2014 season tickets courtesy of Southwest Airlines. And we'll finish that in just a moment. 3rd and 10 now for the Bulldogs on our own 38-yard line. Rome and Conley split out to the left side, and McGowan to the near side. And Wooten's among a trio of receivers in tight off to the left. Murray has time, dumps it over the middle. It's intercepted by one of the linemen for LSU. That's big Anthony Johnson. Just tried to dump it over the line of scrimmage, and Anthony Johnson picked it off right at the line of scrimmage. The big defensive tackle just got an interception. Andrews and Houston, our linemen, have to make the tackle, but LSU in business. Georgia has its first turnover, and the Tigers have the ball on the Georgia 34-yard line.
Anthony Johnson just stoned on his pass rush, and it actually worked against the Dogs there. Aaron just trying to hit Keith Marshall on a little check down. Marshall would have had some room to run. No way he would have seen the LSU defensive tackle there. Just got back. Good play. Sometimes the other guys make them too.
His first career interception. Mettenberger going to hand it off to big Jeremy Hill. He's a load. He angles left. Bulls his way across the 30, and he drives a couple of red-shirted defenders down at the 28-yard line. A pickup of a 6. Rameek Wilson, the linebacker, got a ride on Jeremy Hill that time. Ball on the 28, 2nd down at 4. Southwest Airlines gives Rapid Reward members the chance to win 2014 UGA season tickets. If you're not a Rapid Rewards member, you can sign up and enter to win at GeorgiaDogs.com. 2nd down for LSU, 2nd and 4 from the Bulldog 28-yard line. Mettenberger going to roll to the right, throw it to the back. Hill out of the backfield, caught in the flat at the 20, and Hill down inside the 15-yard line with a linebacker chasing him. That was Wilson that brought him down just inside the 15, but it is a first down, a gain of 13 for LSU.
Yeah, slight roll there by Mettenberger. Hill just sneaks out of the backfield into the flat. We had 2 Georgia defenders coming up on Mettenberger pretty fast. but plenty of time for Mettenberger to dump that football over to Hill.
Dixon in motion for LSU. Mettenberger works under center, hands it off to Jeremy Hill. He tries to break to the outside. He gets to the corner and is forced out of bounds from the tackle at the 11-yard line. Josh Harvey Clemens, the safety out of Valdosta, over to make the tackle on the far sideline at the 12-yard line. A gain of 3 for Hill. It's 2nd down and 7 for LSU. They're on the Georgia 12 after the Aaron Murray interception. Scoreboard asks for noise, and Sanford Stadium will oblige. Need a little bit more than that. 2nd down for the Tigers. They're moving to the left. 3 backs in the backfield. 2 of them are split, and then Hill's the deep back. Mettenberger under center. The brace on his left knee. He'll throw, and it's caught by Landry on the near sideline. He cuts downfield, gets inside the 5, and tackled Ware at the 3. It's a 1st down for LSU. Damian Swan makes the stop, but LSU getting ready to thump one in perhaps here on the Georgia 3-yard line. It's 1st and goal. A gain of 9 on that pass play. LSU up quickly. They're ready to go. Offset eye with Jeremy Hill in the backfield. Takes the handoff. Breaks to the outside. Dropped in the backfield for a loss by Josh Harvey Clemens, who came flying in. Stopped Hill with a around-the-legs tackle back at the 5, maybe the 6-yard line. He lost almost a full 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and goal from there.
Josh Harvey Clemens just shot through the line of scrimmage there. Great football play. And the Dogs here committed to stopping the running attack for this LSU team. A lot of man-to-man outside. And we've had a couple of big pass plays against us, but you like what you see against the running attack from this LSU offense.
LSU 2nd and goal just outside the Bulldog 5-yard line. Mettenberger giving signals behind his back as the play clock gets 4. Handoff. Jeremy Hill runs straight ahead. It's clogged up at the 4. The Dogs' defensive line stacked it up, and Jamarlo Herrera got in one of the gaps and prevented any further movement. Smith and Chris Mays are in there. Sterling Bailey. Herrera got the tackle, but it's 3rd and goal from the 4.5-yard line. Tires Plus, proud to support Georgia Bulldogs football. Get an oil change less than 30 minutes guaranteed with an appointment, or the next one's free.
Boy, a big play right here for the Bulldogs. After the interception by Aaron Murray, if we can hold this LSU offense to just a field goal, be a big morale booster.
Hill going to split out wide to the right. They've got 5 wides. They go empty set. Play clock at 5. Mettenberger up under center, now back into the shotgun. Play clock at 2. They get the snap off. Mettenberger looking, throws it over the middle, and it's caught for a touchdown by Boone, his 2nd of the game. Right in front of the goal post as he was tripped up in the end zone. Mettenberger had enough time, though, and he found Boone on a post pattern.
Yeah, all slants there from LSU. Had 5 wides. Everybody just ran a slant. And just like you mentioned, Scott, just too much time for Mettenberger to sit back there with his 6'5 frame and view and scan what he's got from a choice perspective.
Point after try as LSU's taken the lead, 13-7. Here's Delahousie to try to kick it through the uprights. The snap, the hold, and the kick is a low wobbler, but he gets through there. Good. And it's 14-7. LSU has taken the lead after the Georgia turnover. 2:51 to go, first quarter. Dogs try to regroup. We'll have the kick when we come back from the Georgia's own Credit Union radio booth. This is Bulldogs football from IMG. (14-7). LSU takes advantage of the Georgia turnover. They go 33 yards in 7 plays after the interception by defensive lineman Anthony Johnson. And Zach Mettenberger with his 2nd touchdown pass. Very efficient so far. 6 of 7, 86 yards, and 2 TD throws. I want to say happy birthday to my mom listening down in Tampa, Florida today. Celebrating a big birthday. So, Mom, happy birthday. Let's get these dogs revved up back in this thing. Bulldog Sports Network and Academy Sports teaming up to sponsor Georgia football here. Academy Sports and Outdoors, proud corporate partner of UGA Athletics. Right stuff, low price every day. That's Academy. Well, see, we talked about it in the pregame. This is what you want to avoid against a team like LSU. That's turnovers and penalties. Right now, after that turnover, it has temporarily cost the Bulldogs the lead. They trail 14-7.
And important here that we respond to any of the adversity that we're going to see in the game. It's not the last time that we'll have to fight back, I'm sure, after big plays from LSU. But response is critical. You think back to the SEC championship game last year against Alabama, and the ebb and flow of that game and the number of responses by the Georgia Bulldogs, exactly what we need to see here today.
Hairston to kick it away for LSU. He had 8 touchbacks in a game earlier this season against UAB. He kicks that one low off the tee. It's going to bounce at the 20. A couple of high bounces taken by Reggie Davis inside the 10. Quickly up to the 20. And a head-on collision at the 20. And that's where Davis, the freshman, goes down on the tackle made by Corey Thompson, his second on special teams this afternoon. 2:45 to go in the opening quarter. LSU with a 14-7 lead. Now Georgia scored on its first possession of the game. They went 75 yards and scored on a Murray to Bennett 4-yard TD pass. And LSU answered a 48-yard touchdown pass, Mettenberger to Boone, and then after a Aaron Murray interception, LSU scored moments ago another 4-yard TD pass to Boone. And that's where we stand. They spot the ball on the 21-yard line. We're going to run it with Gurley to the near side, to the 20, to the 25, breaks into open field, 30, 35. They go for his knees, and they twist him out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Lawson, the safety, but Gurley burst from the 21 to the 45 for 24 big yards. Now they bring it back and put it on the 44. So give him 23 yards on the carry. It's a first down for Todd Gurley.
Great kick out block there by John Theus, allowing Gurley just to dip up inside of him.
Dogs on our own 44, moving left to right, trailing 14-7. Murray has time, throws on a slant. Bennett makes the catch, coming across the logo and hit down at the LSU 45 by Welter, the linebacker. But it is a first down, a gain of 11, maybe 12. They'll spot the ball at the 44-yard line of LSU. Dogs moving quickly, 2 plays and already into LSU territory.
Quick post there by Bennett. The inside receiver there ran a slant, cleared out the inside linebacker for Bennett to find some room.
3 receivers lined up diagonally on the left side. They run it to Gurley. He's got a big hole, got a big block at the 40, 39, 38, and a help from Burnett, the guard, at the end of the play. But the key block was that of the center, David Andrews, who really opened up the gap for Gurley, who will come to the sideline. Quan Alexander took the brunt of that. He made the tackle for LSU, but Gurley down to the 38-yard line, a gain of 6. 2nd and 4 for the Bulldogs as Marshall has subbed into the ball game for Georgia.
And the Bayou Bengals right now completely ignoring Aaron Murray as he's carrying out his fake on these zone option reads. Wouldn't be surprised in a critical situation if he pulls it out of the belly of the running back and takes it himself later in the game.
3 receiver formation for the Bulldogs. They work on the near hash. 2 receivers left and 1 to the right. Handoff Marshall, big hole, straight up the middle, quickly to the 30 and to the 25, and down there, dragged down by Lamine Barrow, the linebacker. And I think Alexander got a piece of the tackle too, but Marshall with a quick burst. Andrews with another huge block at center for Georgia, and Marshall followed right through the gap and pushes the ball up for 13 yards and a first down.
And burst is an understatement. That wasn't a very big hole and wasn't open for very long. Marshall just shot right through it, though.
14-7 LSU leads. Just a little more than a minute to go. Play fake. Murray wants to throw for the end zone. He's got a man there, and it's caught. Did he get a feet in? Yes, he did. Chris Conley with a touchdown. He got the foot in under the goalpost on the back line of the end zone.
What a great throw there by Aaron Murray. Bennett ran a post, an inside post. Conley an outside post. But that inside post from Bennett right at the last minute pulled the LSU free safety away. Cleared wide open for Conley. But Aaron Murray had to anticipate that. Threw it long before it broke open. But it just cleared up. Pretty easy catch there from Conley, but a great throw by Aaron Murray.
Here's Marshall Morgan, the point after try. Adam Erickson, the hold. Theus, the snap. It's all good. We're tied at 14, 55 seconds to go. That Georgia touchdown brought to you by Southwest Airlines, connecting more people to more places. Southwest, welcome aboard. 14 apiece, Georgia and LSU late in the first quarter. Timeout in Athens. We're back to Sanford Stadium from the Georgia's own Credit Union radio booth right after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network from IMG. 14-14. LSU had only allowed 3 points prior to today in the first quarter, but the Dogs, with a couple of long drives and 2 touchdowns here in the quarters, were tied with 55 seconds to play at the end of the first period. Georgia went 79 yards in 5 plays in a minute 50. Hit Chris Conley on a 25-yard strike from Murray, his second TD pass. And that drive summary brought to you by Cooper Tires. Life's a road trip. Come on, let's go. And down to the sidelines we go. Chuck Dowdle for Cook's Pest Control Report. Chuck?
Scott, you know what? That touchdown certainly got this crowd back into it. But what you noticed was, to see University of Georgia head basketball coach Mark Fox, he's got his shirt off. He's painted red over in the student section. And he's in with the guys that have the letter. I can't tell what letter he's got on his chest, and I think that's got more to do with his physique than anything else, like my eyesight.
Mark Fox in the paint line or the Spike Squad, one of those groups over there.
I'm telling you,
behind the hedges.
He looks the part.
Everybody's getting into it today. 14 apiece, less than a minute to go in the first quarter. Marshall Morgan under bright sunshine here between the hedges will kick it away from left to right. Odell Beckham Jr. is the deep man. He'll step out on the 2 and take it after a long hanging kick. Runs it out to the 10, to the 15, a little bit of a crease to the 20, and driven back at the 27-yard line. He landed on the turf on his back as he was smacked by Corey Moore, who brought his legs out. And then Kostabavlis finished him off at the 27-yard line. So it's 1st and 10 LSU there. Make the perfect play this season with Reese's, the official candy partner of the NCAA. Stock up on enough Reese's Peanut Butter Cups to get you through every game. Reese's, perfect.
And Scott, Zach Mettenberger right now answering the call. Georgia daring him to throw the football. We played a lot of man-to-man. Mettenberger, 6 out of 7 for 86 yards, 2 touchdowns so far on the day.
He'll work from under center this time with 2 receivers out wide to the right. He's going to play fake and throw. He's got all kinds of time, and he'll throw, and it will be short. Odell Beckham Jr., the intended receiver, at the 50-yard line. A little bit of double coverage on Odell Beckham, and Mettenberger didn't get a lot on that ball. He was short on the throw. Bailey and Jenkins finally trying to get in and close that pocket and squeeze, but Zach had a lot of time to throw it.
Yeah, and a little adjustment there. The Dogs, all the pressure that we've been showing, that time drop back into a cover 2 look. I think confused Zach just a little bit.
2nd down and 10 after the incomplete pass. LSU on its own 27. We're tied at 14. Mettenberger going to turn and ask for a timeout.
First charge timeout, LSU.
LSU stops the clock with 42 seconds left. Bulldog football brought to you by Texaco with Techron. Helps keep vital engine parts clean. Texaco with Techron. Keep humming along. It's a TV timeout. We're going to take it? No, we keep it here, says Tony Schiavone, our producer engineer. But you don't have to say it with a scowl. Let's smile. We're all having fun. Let's go down to the sidelines. Chuck Dowdle with a Cook's Pest Control Report. Chuck?
Scott, well, nobody will know about this better than the man with you up there, Eric Zier. But Todd Grantham preaches to his defense that you disrupt the quarterback, and one of the ways is you prevent him from being able to step through his pass like a pitcher on the pitcher's mound, and that will affect how he throws. And that's exactly what happened with Zach Mettenberger on that last play. Dogs defense had him where he couldn't follow through well.
Yeah, Chuck, exactly right. And the fact that he couldn't step into that throw and follow through resulted in a short hop to his receiver. I think he got thrown off a little bit with coverage, but the Dogs still able to get a nice push, as you just mentioned, even playing cover 2 behind it.
Both quarterbacks with 2 touchdown throws here in the opening quarter. Mettenberger's, both of his have gone to Boone, one of the reserve receivers, and Murray has one to Conley and one to Bennett. And that matchup is kind of going along as we expected. 2 guys that are very accurate, very precise. Aaron's thrown an interception, one that was picked off by defensive linemen. That set up the second score for LSU. Mettenberger really hasn't made any serious mistakes at this point.
No, Mettenberger playing very efficient right now, 6 out of 8. Got 86 yards so far on the day, but both quarterbacks playing very well. Right now the Dogs running the football pretty well on top of Aaron Murray, having a pretty efficient day himself.
Bulldog football is brought to you by Serve Pro, fire and water damage cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro like it never even happened. 2nd and 10 for LSU. They're on their own 27, moving right to left, nearing the end of the first quarter. 42 seconds remain in a 14-14 ball game here in the opening period. Mettenberger stands between the backs. They're split in the backfield. He's in the shotgun. One of our guys moved, and then their guy moved. We didn't jump off sides, but their right guard, Trey Turner, he did move, and the flags are down before the snap of the football. Should be a legal procedure on LSU. I think Garrison Smith moved.
Before the snap, false start, offense, number 65. It's a 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Yeah, Garrison's movement was harmless, but the right guard clearly took a step towards the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I think Gerald Hawkins was trying to catch us there in the neutral zone, but we had clearly gotten back at least for a count and a half. So easy call.
Back them up 5. Line of scrimmage is now the 22-yard line. Second down and 15 to go for LSU. Mettenberger's in the shotgun. They break out one of the backs and send him in motion to the near side. Shotgun snap to Mettenberger. Quick throw to Jeremy Hill on a slant. He makes the catch at the 30, quickly to the 40, crossed the field, and tripped up at the 45-yard line by Trey Matthews, the free safety. Well, that's a weapon. Get that load in open field territory and just let him take off running. And they finally bring him down at the 45-yard line, but a gain of 23 on that short pass play to Jeremy Hill.
Yeah, and a well-designed play there. LSU motions their fullback out into the flat. That pulled Ramik Wilson out, and then Jeremy Hill ran an angle route right in the same spot where Ramik Wilson had just vacated.
Landry left and Beckham to the right. They keep it on the ground with Hill. Hill breaks an arm tackle at the 46. Wiggles his way straight ahead up the middle of the field to the 50. Leonard Floyd, the freshman linebacker from Eastman, and Trey Matthews, the freshman safety from Noonan, make the stop at the 50-yard line, but it is a gain of 5 for Hill, and it'll be 2nd and 5 for LSU, and that's the end of the first quarter. Fans, you can tune into our postgame show Dog Talk after today's game at the Georgia Center. Take a postgame break at the UGA Hotel at the Georgia Center after the game. We go to the second quarter. It's Georgia and LSU tied at 14 here in Athens. We're back in a moment on the Bulldog Sports Network from IMG. Back in the Georgia's own credit union booth, along with Eric Zier, Scott Howard, chucked out along the field. Our spotters, Chris Schiavone, Neil Williamson, producer engineer Tony Schiavone, statistician Jay Black, and our studio host is Cabell Philpott. It is 14-14 as we get set to start quarter number 2. You can stop at Flash Foods for all your game day needs, plus learn how you can receive instant fuel discounts with the Go Blue card. Visit flashfoods.com to go blue and save green. This is a number, Z, that might surprise you. LSU with 13 rushing yards in the first quarter. Georgia with 63. So their damage is not being done on the ground primarily, but they're throwing to Hill a lot out of the backfield. He's already got 3 catches for 38 yards, but he hasn't been able to break loose on the ground yet.
Yeah, Zach Mettenberger really responding to what Georgia is giving him here. Georgia, for the majority of the first quarter there, man-to-man, forcing LSU to throw the football. Zach Mettenberger responding and having a very efficient game to this point.
Terrence McGee in the game at the tailback position. Offset eye for LSU. Tigers now moving left to right from the 50. Handoff. Boom! McGee hit the backfield and dropped like a sack of rocks. Back at the 45-yard line. Big Toby Johnson out of College Park came in and got a piece of McGee. They spotted on the 47. It's going to be 3rd and 8.
Boy, Dogs there with the run blitz. We bought a Mike linebacker and a strong side linebacker, and then just freed up a number of Bulldogs to get in to make the tackle.
Loss of 3. Toby Johnson. What a tackle. 6'4", 305. JUCO transfer out of College Park. Mettenberger back into the shotgun. 3 receivers to the near side and 1 to the left. They bring 1 in motion. That's Dixon, the tight end. Shotgun snap to Mettenberger. We bring the house. They throw against the blitz. It's incomplete. Marlo Herrera may have tipped it away. The intended receiver was McGee, backpedaling across the 50. Herrera may have gotten a piece of it, but we brought the house, Z. Mettenberger knocked to the turf as he was backpedaling and letting that ball go.
That we did. Right up the middle. Jordan Jenkins, Leonard Floyd, right over the center. We've showed that blitz a couple of times today. Mettenberger had to throw that football back on his heels.
James Keane out of Queensland, Australia, on to kick it away. First punt of the game for either team. A high, hanging, long spiral. Fair catch called for by Damian Swan at the 9-yard line. The back judge, Rich Martinez, was going over the fair catch signals in the pregame earlier today, and Swan makes one right there after a 44-yard punt. There's no return. Timeout on the field with 14 minutes to go in the second quarter. It's Georgia 14, LSU 14, and we're back in a moment on the Bulldogs Sports Network from IMG. It'll be Georgia football when play resumes, starting from our own 9-yard line. Bulldog football brought to you by Athens Regional Health System. For the fans, Aaron Murray, 8 of 11, 101 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Zach Mettenberger, 7 of 10, 109 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Todd Gurley's rushed for 50 yards on 7 carries. Jeremy Hill, 7 attempts, 13 yards on the ground for LSU. We're tied at 14 and a long way to go.
Yeah, Dogs here working out of the shadow of their own end zone. Important here for the Dogs to get a couple of first downs. You don't want to get into a field position game here where you start losing that battle. A couple of first downs would solve for that.
Bulldogs huddling up, waiting for TV to let us continue. We'll take the time to tell you Bulldog football is brought to you by BB&T, sharing knowledge for a brighter direction. Member FDIC. Dogs break the huddle. Send Conley and Bennett out to the right side. And JSW to the near side. Keith Marshall in the backfield. Play fake Murray. Wants to throw. Going to throw deep to the near sideline. There's Justin Scott Wesley. Oh, just off the fingertips at the 47-yard line. As Jalen Collins was in coverage and reaching and making contact with Justin Scott Wesley. Dogs wanted a penalty there, but they don't get the flag. How'd the replay look to you?
Boy, it looked like they got there a little bit early and just grabbed onto Justin Scott Wesley's jersey just a hair and slowed him down and pulled his arms back. Well thrown football by Aaron Murray, though.
Boy, was it ever. Handoff inside. Keith Marshall stutter stepping on the left side behind left guard and out to the 14-yard line. Daniil Hunter, defensive end out of Katy, Texas, makes the tackle for LSU. They'll spot the ball at the 13-yard line. A pickup of 4 to be 3rd down and 6 now for the Bulldogs.
A big 3rd down here. Dogs 1 out of 2 on the day so far.
Murray back in the shotgun. 3 receivers right this time and 1 to the left. Boy, that bomb would have really cracked it open here a few moments ago, but off the fingertips of Scott Wesley and maybe some early contact that wasn't called. And now a flag on the, no, a timeout, LSU.
Timeout for LSU.
They call a timeout just before the snap of the football. And we'll take it along with them. 13:09 to go, second quarter. It's Georgia 14, LSU 14 in Athens. Back in a moment on the Bulldogs Sports Network from IMG.
Cabell Philpott back inside the IMG Network studios. SEC Charter On Demand scoreboard. South Carolina and Tennessee both escape upset bids out of conference. Gamecocks 28-25 over UCF. Tennessee 31-24 over South Alabama. Top 25 action going on, currently underway. Number 8 Florida State down 17-10 on the road at Boston College. 10:35 to go in that game on Chestnut Hill. Scott, back to you.
All right, Cap, thanks very much. Georgia with a 3rd down and 6 coming up here. We're tied at 14 with 13:09 to go in the second quarter. Bulldogs backed up inside our own 15-yard line. Murray's in the shotgun on 3rd down. He wants to throw. Pump fakes. Now moves around in the pocket. Slings one sidearm. There's a late flag. The pass is incomplete. Wanted to go to the tight end. Probably going to be a hold on Georgia, but the pass was incomplete. LSU may decline if that's the case. It is holding against the Bulldogs. Tigers will probably want the ball, I would imagine.
Holding on the offense, number 64. That penalty's declined. 4th down.
They called holding on our left guard, Dallas Lee. But Georgia will punt for the first time instead. Bulldog fans, GeorgiaDogs.com, your first and best source for Bulldogs news, scores, highlights, interviews, and behind-the-scenes video. You can visit GeorgiaDogs.com today. Odell Beckham Jr. drops back deep to receive the punt of Colin Barber, the sophomore from Cartersville, Georgia. He stands about a yard deep in the end zone, kicking from right to left. 10 men on the line for LSU, but they don't bring everybody. And Butler gets off a low, wobbly punt, end over end, going to bounce on the 50, take a Bulldog bounce, and continue to take a Bulldog roll. Turns out to be pretty good. It rolls dead on the LSU 37-yard line. Odell Beckham Jr. unable to play it off that hop. And with the added 13, 14 yards or so, it turns into a 50-yard punt with no return. So the result was very good for Georgia.
Yeah, it was there on that 3rd down play. Aaron Murray trying to get to Artie Lynch sooner in that play than he could. LSU went zone blitz, dropped the defensive nose guard back out into coverage. Aaron Murray saw him right at the last minute, had to pull that football down.
Trent Fricks was the snapper on that last Georgia punt, so he and Nathan Theus in and out today. Theus has snapped on a few plays as well. Handoff Jeremy Hill, runs behind right tackle on the near sideline, on the near side of the field rather, and up to the 40-yard line, a gain of 3. And it'll be 2nd and 7. Leonard Floyd, Garrison Smith, the nose and the linebacker make the stop for the Georgia defense. Sunshine peeking out from behind the clouds again here. Bright sunshine now opening up in the skies as LSU works on 2nd down and 7, moving from left to right. We're tied at 14 early in the 2nd quarter. Mettenberger fires and incomplete. Trying to thread the needle there at the 47-yard line. Wanted to go to Dylan Gordon, the tight end. Ramik Wilson was in front of him. Marlo Herrera was behind him. The pass is incomplete. And it's 3rd down and 7 now. Clock stopped with 12:16 to go in the 2nd quarter.
And it was great pressure there by Leonard Floyd coming off the edge. Zach Mettenberger had to change his arm angle ever so slightly as Leonard Floyd was getting into his chest.
Passing down for LSU, Beckham Jr. and Landry out to the left side. And one receiver, Boone, to the right. Split backfield. Mettenberger's in the shotgun. Play clock's down to 4. There's the snap. Here comes 4, maybe 5 people. And we will sack Mettenberger back on the 30-yard line. Ray Drew, the pastor of disaster.
Just confusion there on LSU. The Dogs had 2 defensive linemen with hands in the ground. Everybody else standing up, walking around. And then right at the snap of the ball, dropped a number of those guys back into coverage. Zach Mettenberger got really confused, didn't know where to go with the football, and stood back there long enough for the red and black to get to him.
Drew's first full sack. He had a half sack in his career. Gets the sack back to the 30. We almost get the block of the punt. But Keene gets it off. It takes an LSU bounce and roll. They touch it around the 25, and it rolls a little bit farther downfield to about the 18-yard line. But I believe they're going to spot the ball upfield around the 27-yard line. That's where LSU initially touched it, and Georgia will get the ball back. First 3 and out of the day for LSU, a 42-yard punt for Keene, and no return for Georgia. It'll be Dogs football when we come back. 11:31 to go in the 2nd quarter. Georgia 14, LSU 14. Now this on the Bulldog Sports Network from IMG. $14 Georgia and LSU. Bulldog football brought to you by Subway Restaurants, home of the $4 daily special. Subway, eat fresh. Let's go down to the sidelines. Chuck Dowdle, Cook's Pest Control Report. Chuck.
Hey, what a great moment. Angie Ball Watson, a scholarship for women's basketball in her name, and your husband, Bubba. What a great moment.
That was pretty special. I had no idea, honestly. I felt kind of awkward, actually, like waving for so long. I'm standing there on the 10-yard line by myself. So, and Coach was trying to get my attention, so I knew something was up.
Bubba, congratulations, buddy.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
I know you're proud.
Yeah, I wanted to honor her.
Back up to you, Scott.
That's an expensive honoring, isn't it? Congratulations to the Watsons. Hand off to Gurley. Todd going to break outside at the 30 to the 40, far sideline, midfield 50, and down right there, lost in the safety, and Gurley hobbling as he is will come out of the ball game, but he's up under his own power, running to the near side, but he's in some discomfort as he hobbles to the Georgia sideline, and Keith Marshall enters the ball game. 23 yards and a first down to the midfield stripe after the run for Gurley, and Georgia quickly up to the line of scrimmage.
Little sprint draw action. Great bounce out there by Todd Gurley, getting up the sideline. Fell awkwardly on the sideline. Hopefully he's going to be okay.
Gurley goes to the training table. The trainers go to work on him. Marshall's in the I formation. Merritt Hall, the fullback. Play fake. Murray sets up, throws. Justin Scott Wesley incomplete between the hash marks at the 33-yard line. Ronald Martin, the safety, in coverage. And there was some more bumping there before the ball arrived at its receiving point. But again, no flag. It'll be second down after the incompletion. And 10 for Georgia from the 50.
Yeah, awful lot of contact. Referees letting them play today.
Handed off to Marshall, near sideline. Marshall in Tiger territory, 45-40, and near the first down. I think he got it. Might be a full 10-yard run for Marshall. Jalen Collins, a cornerback, comes up to make the tackle.
Boy, and just a great cut there by Marshall. He was veering out to his left, saw just a slight crease. Got his foot stuck in the ground there and able to go vertically up the field to get those extra couple of yards. And we've talked about early in the season the weight that Marshall put on. Just evident there again as he's running through and carrying a couple of Tigers with him.
Marshall in the eye, Hall the fullback, two receivers to the right as the Dogs move to our left. We're tied at 14. Now whistles blow, and Georgia will call a timeout just prior to the snap.
Timeout. Georgia. That's their first timeout of the half.
Fans, don't forget to tune in to Bulldog Game Day, hosted live from the Georgia Center before each Georgia home game. You can also book your football weekends at the UGA Hotel located at the Georgia Center. 10:21 to go in the second quarter. It's a timeout in Athens. Georgia 14, LSU 14. Back after this, Bulldog Sports Network from IMG. .21 to play second quarter in a tie ball game, 14 apiece. Let's go down to Chuck on the sidelines for Cook's Pest Control Report. Chuck?
Well, it looks like a left ankle problem with Todd Gurley. The good news is he just jogged into the training room. The bad news is he's gone into the training room. But it reminds me a little bit of Clemson, but he jogged in pretty well. Let's hope he comes out and is able to return to play here. But with the Dogs, it's 1 and 1A, and 1A ain't bad either.
Yeah, Gurley with 73 yards on 8 carries today. Marshall's in the game right now. So are McGowan and Davis as the receivers to the right. We move to the left. Handoff goes to Marshall at right tackle. Just tripped up, and he falls forward to the 35-yard line. Quick 5 yards for Marshall. He ran in behind the block of Colton Houston on the right side. Lamar Lewis, the linebacker, makes the stop for LSU, but I think he caught Colton's leg, Z, and got tripped up by his own man.
Yeah, I think he did, but the burst of Keith Marshall through the line of scrimmage just as impressive as anything that you're going to see.
Second and 5 for Georgia. The LSU 35. Here it is to Marshall again. Big hole, 30, 29, 28, tripped up in the air, falling forward to about the 27. Boy, that was a huge gaping hole as Marshall got into the second level of linebackers, and it was actually a cornerback, Mills, that came up to make the tackle. It's a first down for Georgia. They move the ball back to the 28, a gain of 7 for the Dogs, and we're moving on the ground.
And a good block there by Dallas Lee. Dogs right now 8.7 a clip every time they run the football.
Murray tossed to Marshall. Gets a block on the near side. Breaks the tackle, 25, near sideline, 20, 15, and forced out of bounds just inside the 10. Again, Lee with a lead block to spring Marshall, and Marshall may have just set up first and goal. I think he did just inside the 10. Merritt Hall, the fullback, leading the way as well.
Yeah, Dallas Lee right out there on top of a couple big blocks for him as well on this drive.
18-yard pickup. Handoff. This is Brendan Douglas in the game now. The freshman from Augusta runs hard at left tackle to the 7-yard line. A pickup of 3. Dogs are in the red zone. Red zone update brought to you by Red Baron. Pick up a Red Baron pizza before the next game. Get a taste of the tradition. Quick snap. Handoff Douglas. Douglas hit behind the line and stopped right around the line of scrimmage. Dogs are going hurry up. Douglas went nowhere that time. No gain. It's going to be second. Make it third and goal from the 7-yard line. Marshall checks back into the game, as does Bennett.
Dogs really went hurry up right there, trying to catch LSU off guard. LSU, though, able to regroup pretty quickly. I don't think we got that playoff quite as fast as Coach Mike Bobo wanted us to.
Right side of the line is Houston and Watts. Dantzler's in at guard. Then you've got Andrews and Lee and Gates across to the left side. Rome's the tight end. Shotgun formation with 3 receivers to the right. It's 3rd and goal from the 7. Murray with time throws it hard over the middle. Diving effort, can't come up with it. Justin Scott Wesley, boy, he laid out. He stretched out. He was parallel to the ground, unable to make the catch under the goalpost, however, and it's 4th down, and the Dogs will have to try a field goal.
Boy, did he ever, and even more contact on that play as well. But refs just not calling anything where there's some bumping going on in the secondary. Justin Scott Wesley got knocked off of his pattern just a little bit, which forced him to have to lay out.
From the near hash, Marshall Morgan on to try a field goal just inside the 15, about a 25-yard attempt. The snap was low. He gets it down. Erickson does a nice job getting the snap down and in place as Marshall Morgan puts it up and through to give Georgia the lead. Nathan Theus, the snapper this time. Morgan able to get it through after the hold from Erickson, and it's Georgia 17, LSU 14. And with that field goal, Walton EMC Natural Gas just donated $500 to their Kicking It for Charity campaign. And let's go down to Chuck Dowdle on the sidelines. Cook's Pest Control report, Chuck.
Well, guys, it's not a coincidence that the guy that's being interfered with most is Justin Scott Wesley. And Eric, as you know all too well, defensive backs, when they get beaten by speed, as they often will, like with a guy like that, go ahead and take the chance. Let's go ahead and hope the official doesn't call it. And so far, LSU has been coming up very fortunate on those.
Yeah, Chuck, you're exactly right. Justin Scott Wesley, a number of plays here where he's beaten his defender just by a snap, and LSU just on top of him. A little bit of bumping, a little bit of holding in cases on Justin Scott just to catch back up. Refs aren't calling it right now, letting these guys play.
Marshall Morgan's field goal of 25 yards caps a 10-play, 66-yard drive. Took 3 minutes and 15 seconds. That's Morgan's 2nd field goal of the season. He's 2 for 3. Missed a long 50-plus yarder last week against North Texas. But it's 17-14 now. Georgia leads. And that drive summary is brought to you by Cooper Tires. Life's a road trip. Come on. Let's go. And while we're at it, we'll give you the Regions Bank recap. Brought to you by Regions Bank, official bank of the SEC, as Georgia scored first on their opening possession, a 75-yard drive capped by a 4-yard touchdown pass from Murray to Bennett. LSU answered on their first possession, 48 yards on a touchdown pass from Mettenberger to Boone. That tied the score. After a Murray interception, LSU took the lead. A 4-yard touchdown pass again to Boone from Mettenberger put LSU up 14-7. And Georgia tied it on the ensuing possession, a 25-yard touchdown pass capping a 79-yard drive. Murray to Chris Conley. Then an exchange of 3 punts. And then just seconds ago, a field goal by Marshall Morgan to put Georgia out front 17-14. You are up to date. And that's your Regions Bank recap. Here's Morgan kicking it from east to west. High, long, deep, end over end, and sailing. Oh, wow, what a catch on the back line of the end zone. Was that Beckham? It just reached up and grabbed it in one hand. Odell Beckham Jr., 9.5 yards deep in the end zone, just stuck one hand up there and reeled it in, but he'll take a knee for the touchback. And Marshall Morgan booms one into the back of the end zone. That's what Georgia likes.
Yeah, what a difference there kicking with the wind makes. Marshall Morgan's first 2 kicks going into the wind ended right at the goal line. LSU able to have some pretty successful returns off of those kicks. This time with the wind, almost kicked it out of the back of the end zone.
How about this? LSU with only 4 yards rushing at this point. We're halfway through the second quarter. Georgia with 134 on the ground. But it's a nip and tuck ball game here in the first half. 17-14, Georgia leads. LSU with the ball, moving to our right. Mettenberger will hand it off to Jeremy Hill, looking for space on the near side. We eat him up around the 29-yard line. Might be a pickup of 4. Josh Harvey Clemens, the first one there to make the stop. Sterling Bailey joining in for the tackle, as the Dogs had good pursuit right in front of our own bench. 4 yards on the play. Second down and 6 for LSU.
LSU there getting in a twins formation, then running that football back over to the tight end, just trying to secure the edge. Good pursuit there by Josh Harvey Clemens as he quickly came up from his safety position to make the tackle.
LSU coaches flashing the signs in from the far sideline. Mettenberger up to the line of scrimmage. 8 seconds on the play clock. Offset I for LSU. Going to drop back to pass out of this formation. Will throw. He's got a man wide open. Odell Beckham Jr. caught at the 40. Twisted down from behind at the 43-yard line by Josh Harvey Clemens. It will be a first down. Damian Swan was in on the play as well to make sure Odell Beckham Jr. didn't get loose. But he pushes the ball up to the 43. A gain of 14. A first down for LSU. And the clock stops temporarily to reset the change. Now it's moving. It's 7-10. 7-9, second quarter. Georgia leads it by 3, 17-14.
Just too clean of a pocket there for Mettenberger to step up and throw that football in. One of the few times he's had that clean pocket to deliver.
Handoff Hill starts straight, veers to the right, and piled up as he crosses the 45 at the 47-yard line. Big Chris Mays getting some snaps from scrimmage today. The redshirt sophomore, 6'4", 321 out of Griffin, Georgia. Riding Hill to the turf. Well, you need big guys to stop a big guy. Now Terrence McGee is in the contest for LSU, 5'9" junior from Franklinton, Louisiana. Second down for the Tigers. 2nd and 6 from their own 47-yard line. Our defense moves around. Mettenberger takes a look from the shotgun. 3 receivers in tight to the left for LSU and 1 to the right. Snap is low. Mettenberger fields it, steps up in the pocket, dumps it over the line of scrimmage. It's caught by McGee out of the backfield, running lateral to the line of scrimmage, and immediately wrapped up by the big linebacker Leonard Floyd and Amarlo Herrera. Not much of a gain, just to the 49, so only a 2-yard gain as he was running east and west. And Georgia has a player shaken up and injured on the play as they take a look at him. Training staff on the field quickly.
Well, we're trying to find out who that is. Going back to that last play, big push there by Ray Drew and Toby Johnson again, forcing Mettenberger to get rid of that football very quickly.
So an injury timeout will allow both teams to huddle up with their coaches. And that'll give us an opportunity to tell you can text DAWGS. Let's try that again. Text DAWGS dogs to 57758 to enter to win the ultimate game day experience. Message and data rates may apply. Visit Hibbett.com for complete details. Hibbett Sports, game tested, athlete approved. That's Toby Johnson, the injured Georgia player. The big defensive lineman made an impressive tackle earlier. He's having to be helped gingerly to the sidelines by the Georgia training staff. Defense trying to get these guys pumped up, get the crowd back into that after the injury timeout. Hill and McGee are now in the game at the same time for LSU. They're on their own 49. Big third down coming up. Third down and 4 for the Tigers. Dogs lead it by 3, 17-14 here in the second quarter. The center, Elliott Porter, was up over the ball.
Timeout, Georgia.
But there's another timeout on the play. Georgia takes the timeout. So after the injury to Toby Johnson gave both teams an impromptu timeout. We actually call one here. Clock sitting at 5:50 to go in the half, and Georgia up 3, and a big third down coming up for LSU. As we check in with Chuck Dowdle on the sidelines for Cook's Pest Control Report. Chuck?
Well, the crowd is so into this, and they're doing such a great job for these Bulldogs and trying to disrupt that LSU offense. The referee couldn't tell for a minute who called the timeout. He knew timeout had been called, and that's the umpire ran out on the side, and he was trying to signal one way, and then he realized, no, that was Georgia that called the timeout. It's been loud down here, and I got to tell you something. Mark Richt asked for this, and he's got no complaints with this crowd. They have been terrific in creating noise and a lot of it throughout this game.
A good ball game so far as we start to get a little bit late here in the second quarter. Tires Plus is proud to support Georgia Bulldogs football. From tires to oil changes, brakes to batteries, the Plus is in everything we do. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Bulldogs football on the Bulldogs Sports Network from IMG. Third down and 4 coming up for LSU. Fans, don't forget to tune in to Bulldogs Game Day. It starts our broadcast. Each home game, it's live from the Georgia Center. You can also book your football weekends at the UGA Hotel at the Georgia Center. Third down, crowd noise begins to rise here at Sanford Stadium. Mettenberger in the shotgun, empty set. Long snap count, play clock at 7. There's the count. Here comes pressure. Mettenberger flings it up over the middle. It's caught by Odell Beckham Jr. from the left side. And he will be down at the 34-yard line of Georgia. Swan and Quincy Mauger, the freshman safety, on the tackle. Now you just fling it up to those guys, Z, and they go and get it.
Yeah, they do. A great ball there by Mettenberger. The Dogs, again, brought pressure. Just couldn't get to him quite in time, but pretty good coverage on Beckham Jr. Ball very well thrown, though. Very tough to defend.
Needed 4, got 17. Now Alfred Blue in the game at tailback. Offset eye. Mettenberger play fake. Sets up in the pocket with time. Now steps up, and we will drop him for a loss. 2-yard loss for another sack. Sterling Bailey twirls him around, and it was Chris Mays that finished him off for the sack as they drop Mettenberger for a loss back at the 37-yard line. A loss of 3 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 13 now for LSU from the Bulldog 37.
And credit the Georgia secondary for that sack. Just nowhere for Mettenberger to go with that football.
2nd down for the Tigers. 4:51 to go in the second quarter. Georgia leads it by 3, 17-14. Mettenberger works under center this time. Steps back and hands it off to Blue. Blue with fresh legs runs hard over the left side of the line of scrimmage and tumbles his way ahead to the 31-yard line. So it'll be a 3rd down coming up. Sterling Bailey grabbed the legs of Alfred Blue. Drops him at the 31-yard line. Marlo Herrera also in on the tackle for Georgia. Another 3rd down coming up for the Bulldogs. This time Hill and Blue into the game. They'll split the backfield. Mettenberger will stand between them. Dogs defense moves around. And now Blue goes in motion to the left side. Play clock at 8. Mettenberger takes the snap, throws it. It is in and out of the hands of Jeremy Hill, and he's hitting the back as he was dropping the ball. Herrera gave him a shot in the ribs from the back, but he couldn't hang on to the pass, and it's 4th down for LSU in decision time from the 31-yard line.
4th down, LSU.
Let's check in with Chuck Dowdle on the sidelines. Cook's Pest Control report. Chuck's got an update on an injury. Chuck?
Yeah, Scott, just wanted to tell you real quickly, Toby Johnson was running some sprints here on the sideline. They've now handed him back his helmet, so I believe he'll be back in the game soon.
Excellent. You know, when those big guys get those lower limb injuries, it's tough. you got Toby. It's listed at 305. He may be a little bit bigger than that.
Timeout, LSU.
LSU has called a timeout.
That's a 30-second timeout.
It's 4th down for the Tigers with 3:57 to go. Georgia leading 17-14. Academy Sports and Outdoors is a proud corporate partner of UGA Athletics. Right stuff, low price, every day. That's Academy Sports. Let's check in with our man Cabell Philpott in our IMG Network studios. We'll get some scores from Cabell, courtesy of the Charter On Demand scoreboard. Cap?
Scott, thanks. Number 22 Notre Dame in trouble at home, and late in the second quarter, number 14 Oklahoma up 21-7 on the Golden Domers. 8th-ranked Florida State and Boston College locked at 17 as they approach halftime on Chestnut Hill. Scott, also Bulldog Nation will want to know, I sent my Deeks to Clemson today to try to get a little revenge. As soon as they climb out of this 35-7 hole they put themselves in at halftime, we'll get that revenge for Bulldog Nation. Guys, back to you.
I like your positiveness. All right, LSU's going to line up for a field goal from Delahousie. They'll spot the ball at the 39-yard line, a 49-yard attempt possibly on the far hash, kicking from left to right. There's the snap and the hold. The kick is away. Will it reach? It does, and it's good. Delahousie for LSU delivers with a 49-yard field goal to tie the score at 17, and that is a career long for the freshman. His previous long this season had only been 28, but he showed a little leg that time with a 49-yarder to tie it at 17.
Georgia defensively on 3rd down showing a lot of different looks. Many times we've gone in on third and long situations. We've had 2 defensive linemen with hands in the ground, everybody else up walking around. It's creating some confusion. If we can keep LSU in those 3rd and long situations, could bode well for the Dogs throughout the game.
3:51 to go in the half, 17-17. Todd Gurley is shaken up a little bit earlier, an apparent ankle injury. had to go to the training room and now back out of the locker room and on the sideline trying to loosen up that ankle. Probably got it retaped. He's trying to jog a little bit, loosen it up down around the 25 or 30, putting some pressure on it, just seeing how much he can do with it. Gurley was having a tremendous first half, 73 yards on 8 carries. Marshall's having a nice afternoon as well, 6 carries for 59 yards for the sophomore from Raleigh, North Carolina. LSU really has had trouble running the football today. Just 15 rushing yards for the Bayou Bengals. They've done most of their damage through the air with Zach Mettenberger, who's got 142 yards passing on 10 of 15 completions.
Yeah, the big boys up front for the Dogs really doing well, averaging, we are in the running game, 8.4 yards per carry. That includes a few there at the end of that last drive where it was third, or we were in the about on the 4-yard line trying to punch it in where we didn't get anywhere. So a lot of big holes opened up. Todd Gurley, Keith Marshall, both running the football very well.
Football fans love a great drive to the end zone, and drivers love a great drive on the road. So fill up with Texaco with Techron for great performance you can count on. Texaco with Techron, keep humming along. Here's James Hairston to kick it away for LSU from left to right. It's teed up on the 35. Back deep for Georgia is Reggie Davis, the freshman from Tallahassee, Florida, stands on the goal line. And the kick down the near hash will sail into the end zone, and Davis will run it out 3 yards deep to the 5, to the 10, to the 15, and pull down around the 19-yard line. Maybe the 18. Let's see where they spot the ball, but Georgia will have it with 3:46 to go as the tackle was made by Connor Neighbors, a reserve fullback for LSU. They'll put it on the 18-yard line. And Georgia will go back on offense. 3:46 to go in the half in a tie game, 17 apiece. 2 receivers out to the wide side of the field to the right as Murray takes his time and looks to the near sideline for signals. Keith Marshall's in the game as the lone setback. 1 receiver to the near side. Murray, shotgun snap, takes it, hands it off to Marshall. Marshall runs behind the center and zigzags a little bit across the 20 to the 24-yard line. Lamine Barrow, a linebacker out of Marrero, Louisiana, makes the tackle. Georgia goes no huddle after the gain of 6 by Keith Marshall.
And again, the zone read look from the Dogs. We've shown that look a number of times today. LSU currently ignoring Aaron Murray as he pulls that ball and runs on the fake.
Second down and 4, and we fumble the football. Murray falls on it. They fumbled the exchange, I think, between Marshall and Murray, and Aaron alertly dives forward on the football, and it's a loss of 3 on the play at the 24. Dogs divert at a disaster right there at the 21.
Boy, they do. Good snap there. Aaron Murray just fumbled it as he was trying to hand it off to Marshall. We're fortunate that Keith didn't kick that football when it was on the ground.
Bennett and Conley to the right. Scott Wesley and McGowan to the near side. Marshall's in the backfield. 2:42, clock moving. We're tied at 17 late here in the second quarter. Murray's in the shotgun. We're working from our own 21-yard line on 3rd down. Murray drops back to pass, sets up, got all kinds of space on the right side, runs and throws on the run, and it's caught at the 30-yard line by Conley. And no, it's Scott Wesley. Justin Scott Wesley catches it at the 30, or maybe it is Conley. Yes. Chris Conley made the grab. Ronald Martin made the tackle, but it's enough for the first down at the 31-yard line. A pickup of 10 as Murray made that throw on the run.
Yeah, he did. And field awareness there by Murray. He was taking off the scramble, saw LSU peel off of his receiver and come up, and Murray just veered his angle to make sure he didn't cross the line of scrimmage.
Clock at 2:12 and moving. 1 receiver right, 2 to the near side for Georgia. Fake to Marshall, wants to hang it up on the near sideline. Conley stops his route, comes back, catches it at the 45 of LSU, and out of bounds where at the 41. Jalen Collins kept going down the near sideline, and Chris Conley just cut off his route, came back to the ball, Z, for a nice catch and a big gain at the LSU 41.
A bullet thrown there by Aaron Murray, just a fade stop. We've seen it time after time over the years with Aaron Murray throwing the football. Well executed there. No chance for a defender trying to get his hand in on that one.
28-yard pickup and a first down for Georgia. We work on the Tiger 41-yard line. We're tied at 17. Murray looks to the right, now runs to the right. All alone at the 21. He makes the catch at the 17. That's Reggie Davis. There was not a defender within 10 yards of him. Ronald Martin comes up to make the tackle, but Davis down to the LSU 18-yard line.
LSU went cover 2 there. Davis had just found the soft spot in that 2-deep zone. The cornerback for LSU came up on a flat route that was right in front of his face. Easy pitch and catch.
23 yards on the gain. Georgia 1st and 10 inside the LSU 20. They're in the red zone, brought to you by Red Baron Pizza. Here's the snap to Murray. Handoff to Marshall. Right tackle. Cuts downfield inside the 15. Down to the 12 maybe. We'll see where they spot the ball. Marshall doing a nice job reading blocks inside from those big linemen, Z, and he's finding some positive running room.
Boy, he is, and a good job by John Theus and Chris Burnett. LSU came with a blitz right where we were running the football, but those big bodies up front able to shield off LSU defenders and give Keith Marshall a lane to run through.
63 seconds to go. Murray pump fakes, wants to throw in the near corner. There's a guy, and it is incomplete. He was hit from behind that time. Justin Scott Wesley looked like he was trying to go up on his jump to make the catch for the pass that was in the left corner of the end zone. He was knocked down from behind by Corey Thompson, one of the safeties, but again, no flag.
Boy, the Boo Birds are out. Well, they should be. Another one where LSU gets to him just before the ball gets to him.
Clock stopped with 55 seconds. 3rd down and 5 for Georgia on the LSU 13-yard line. 3 receivers to the near side for the Bulldogs. Keith Marshall's in as the lone setback. Murray works out of the shotgun. The tight end is Lynch to the right side of the formation. Play clock at 2. At 1, they get the snap off. Murray with time, throws, hangs it high, and broken up. No, now the flag comes in. The pass is incomplete. They tried to go to Justin Scott Wesley again. There's a flag laying in the end zone. And maybe they finally will call defensive pass interference. That may go against Jalen Mills, the cornerback out of DeSoto, Texas.
Yeah, and that one was a no-brainer. He got there about 2 counts in front of that football. Finally, we get the flag in our favor.
On the defense, number 28. By roll, the ball will be spotted at the 2-yard line. Automatic first down.
It seems like they've been doing it all day. They finally call it. Tailgaters, show your Bulldogs and Publix spirit by throwing the ultimate tailgate party on game day. You can be selected as the Publix tailgater of the game and win a $100 Publix gift card. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure. Well, as you heard referee Matt Luffler say, the ball by rule will be spotted on the 2-yard line with pass interference in the end zone. 1st and goal, Georgia on the LSU 2. 49 seconds to go. 17-17 here. We're playing late in the first half. Georgia offense asking for a little bit of quiet. They work on the far hash, moving to our left. Murray looks back to the sidelines for signals. 3 receivers out to the near side. That's the wide side of the field. Handoff, Keith Marshall angles his way in straight ahead, pushes in behind the center. No signal yet. They pile up at the goal line. He did not get in. He's down at the 1.
And keep your eye on the clock now. 36 seconds. Plenty of time to get a play in here, but need to have some expediency about us.
Georgia has 1 timeout remaining. We line up 2nd and goal inside the 1. Murray tries to sneak it in off the right side. Second effort. He gets in.
Great job there by Aaron Murray at the point of attack. LSU just stuffed the hole. Aaron Murray able to work his way down the line of scrimmage and just poke his head into the end zone.
Marshall helped push him in, guide him in off the right side. It was that second effort, as you said, Z. Initially, he was stopped, but he just kept rolling to the right and kind of curled in the end zone as he fell across the goal line to give the Dogs the lead. And here's the point after try by Marshall Morgan. The snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is good. Georgia 24, LSU 17. That Georgia touchdown brought to you by Southwest Airlines, connecting more people to more places. Southwest, welcome aboard. Well, the old SEC shootouts continue this season. See, as these 2 teams have combined for 41 points here in the first half.
That they do. Some young defenses, at least, that we've got here on the field today, and some pretty experienced and talented offenses with talent at running back, talent throwing the football, pretty sophisticated schemes. Offenses definitely have the advantage here. So long as the good guys have more points, I really don't care how many points we give up. We just need to be on top at the end.
Third rushing touchdown of the season for Aaron Murray, as the drive covered 82 yards in 9 plays and took 3:26 off the clock. Just 20 seconds remain in the quarter and before halftime. That drive summary brought to you by Cooper Tires. Life's a road trip. Come on, let's go. And here at Sanford Stadium just moments ago, we honored this week's Georgia Power Team UGA winner, and Camp Sunshine being honored today. Brought to you by Georgia Power and Team UGA. Congratulations to Camp Sunshine. Let's check in with Chuck on the sidelines. Cook's Pest Control Report. Chuck?
Can you hear me all right?
We got you.
Okay, I got to tell you, Todd Gurley's back out. He's got that left ankle totally wrapped around it, but he's jumping around down here with his teammates. I think he may try to give it a go here in the second half.
A little extra rest time coming up as Marshall Morgan will tee it up 20 seconds before halftime. Georgia 24, LSU 17. Odell Beckham Jr., the 6-foot junior from New Orleans, back deep for the Bayou Bengals. Now Morgan had to re-tee the football. Looked like we were going to have to go over there and hold it, but no, he got it to stand up on its own on the tee. Kicking from the far hash with 20 seconds to go in the half. Morgan booms it high, end over end. Kick going to come down near the goal line at the 1. Shoulder high catch by Odell Beckham Jr. Sprints to the 20, to the 25, and down at the 26. Down at the 14-yard line. TJ Stripling on the tackle for the Bulldogs special teams unit. And LSU has it with 13 seconds to go in the quarter. 1st and 10 on their own 26-yard line as they have fallen behind again. Now 24-17, Georgia out front.
And no timeouts here for LSU, lining up in the victory formation, just going to take a knee and take it into the half.
So they'll let the clock run out there as the Georgia crowd, 92,000 plus strong here at Sanford Stadium, expresses its approval to the Bulldogs as they run into the locker room to end the first half on top of 6th-ranked LSU by a score of 24-17. Coming up in just a moment, it's the Delta halftime interview with Coach Rick. Let's head down to the field with Chuck Dowdle. Chuck?
All right, Scott, we're down here. Coach, you got almost twice as many yards. You've got to be pleased with both the offense and the defense.
Well, you know, yards are great, but having the lead is good, and that one turnover hurt us, obviously, but everybody's playing really hard right now. Everybody's focused, but we better keep it going because it's a really good football team.
Were you starting to wonder a little bit about what it was going to take to get a pass interference call?
Well, that's up to them to decide.
Well, I was certainly starting to wonder, weren't you?
Yes, nice try. Yes, Coach Rick is much too sly to fall into that trap. Yeah, but they did finally throw it, and it put the Dogs on the 2, and they cash in and they score to cap that last drive of 82 yards. Thanks, Chuck. The halftime interview with Coach Rick brought to you by Delta, the official airline of the Georgia Bulldogs. Delta, keep climbing. Halftime in Athens, it's Georgia 24, LSU 17. Stay tuned. Hondo and the gang for you next here on the Bulldogs Sports Network from IMG.
Welcome to the BB&T Halftime Show. BB&T, sharing knowledge for a brighter direction. Anchoring our coverage, here's Neil Hondo Williamson.
Hey, welcome back to Sanford Stadium. We're at the semester break, and the Bulldogs leading LSU 24-17. You can call it raucous, rockin', or rowdy, whatever you like, but Sanford Stadium is absolutely bonkers today, folks. And the Bulldogs have come through so far with stellar play in the first half, as Coach Rick just mentioned to Chuck Dowdle, with the exception of one very costly turnover. The Dogs doing a great job stopping LSU and hammering them. Todd Gurley with 8 carries for 73 yards, and before he twisted an ankle, went out. That ankle has been retaped, and hopefully he'll be back soon for the second half. Keith Marshall in Gurley's stead carried the ball 9 times for 70 yards himself. So the Dogs able to run the ball on LSU. Meanwhile, Jeremy Hill, the star LSU running back, has not had nearly as much success running against the Georgia defense. 10 carries for only 24 yards for Jeremy Hill. BB&T halftime show, cheering on our community for more than 140 years, sharing knowledge for a brighter direction. Member FDIC. Bulldog senior Garrison Smith has turned in a fine game in the middle for the Dogs so far. He's one of the anchors of the Georgia defense in stopping the LSU Tigers. And Steve Bell caught up with Garrison Smith this week, our State Farm Athlete of the Week.
At 6'3" and 299 pounds, Atlanta native and Bulldog senior defensive end Garrison Smith is a leader on the defensive squad, and he told me he always dreamed of playing for the Dogs between the hedges.
I decided I want to be a Bulldog probably my junior year of high school. I always grew up liking the Bulldogs. I grew up watching, Musa Smith. That's when I first fell in love with the Bulldogs. So, it's crazy just to be here today and actually be playing.
You mentioned Musa Smith. Who were some of the other athletes, pro as well as collegiate, that were kind of your mentors or models as you were growing up?
One of my favorite all-time players is Odell Thurman. And I just loved his intensity. When I was watching him when I was little, I would see him deplete players, just separate them from the ball, and he just made plays, and he was just a tough physical guy. So, that's how I tried to model myself after, just a tough guy, hard-nosed guy.
And Hondo, Garrison has earned a host of honors as a Bulldog, including the Athletic Director's Honor Roll Distinction Award for this past spring semester. I'm Steve Bell with Garrison Smith, helping the Dogs get to a better state. Garrison Smith is your State Farm Athlete of the Week.
All right, thank you, Steve Bell. 24-17, Georgia leading LSU at the half here in Athens as the Redcoat Marching Band entertains us here in the stadium. You stick around because Cabell Philpott will come back and entertain you with some scores. A couple of close calls for SEC teams with non-conference opponents earlier, and Florida State in a run for its money up in Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts. Stay with us. The BB&T halftime show continues from Athens after these words on the Bulldog Sports Network from IMG.
Welcome back to the BB&T Halftime Show. Now a check of the college football scoreboard, presented by Sherwin-Williams. Painting questions? Ask Sherwin-Williams. From inside the IMG Network studios, here's Cabell Philpott.
It's a shootout this afternoon at the OK Corral. 9th-ranked Georgia leading 6th-ranked LSU 24-17 at the break as we open up the Charter On Demand scoreboard. Elsewhere in SEC action this afternoon, a couple of final scores. 12th-ranked South Carolina loses starting quarterback Connor Shaw. They hang on against UCF 28-25. Gamecocks win an out-of-conference matchup. And Tennessee would force South Alabama to one final play from the 15-yard line of Tennessee. South Alabama had a shot at it, but couldn't get the ball away. Tennessee makes the interception to hold off the South Alabama upset bid on Rocky Top 31-24. A little bit later on, just about an hour from now, they'll kick off in Tuscaloosa. Number 1 Alabama taking on number 21 Ole Miss at 6:30. A couple of games at 7 o'clock. Arkansas tries to take down 10th-ranked Texas A&M and Johnny Manziel in Fayetteville. Number 20 Florida on the road at Kentucky. Wildcats' last win over the Gators came back in 1986. A 7:30 out-of-conference doubleheader for a couple of SEC teams. Missouri will take on Arkansas State in Columbia. Vanderbilt hosts UAB in Nashville. Top 25 action this afternoon. Number 3 Clemson pounding on Wake Forest 35-7, 13:25 to go in the third quarter. 8th-ranked Florida State on the road at Boston College. Game tied the entire first half, pretty much at 17 all. And Florida State going into the locker room, a miraculous play. Gene Decker off on the Seminole IMG Sports Network. Knowles with the 24-17 lead just out of halftime. Third quarter underway on Chestnut Hill. We'll keep you posted on that. Number 22 Notre Dame taking it on the chin from 14th ranked Oklahoma under the watchful eye of touchdown Jesus. 21-7 lead for the Sooners over the Irish. 14:51 to go in the third. That will wrap things up from here inside the IMG Network studios. 9th-ranked Georgia up on 6th-ranked LSU 24-17 at the break. When we return, we'll send it back down to Hondo and EZ. They'll have the stats from the first half. This is the BB&T Halftime Report. BB&T helping you achieve more confidence in your financial choices every day. BB&T, sharing knowledge for a brighter direction. Member FDIC. 24-17, Dogs up on LSU. Back after this on the Bulldog Sports Network from IMG.
Halftime in the Classic City and the BB&T Halftime Show. BB&T is proud to support the Georgia Bulldogs. BB&T, sharing knowledge for a brighter direction. Member FDIC. Well, hello everybody. Your old buddy Hondo back on the radio with Eric Zier, Scott Howard, Tony Schiavone, Jay Black, Cabell Philpott, Chuck Dowdle. The whole gang is here, and the Bulldogs are leading 24-17. Eric, I guess running the ball and stopping LSU's run, I don't think any of us expected Georgia to be so good at both phases today.
Yeah, especially not at this level. It was one of the keys to the game coming in. Can we shut down their running game? They're averaging less than a yard a carry right now. You flip that around, we are averaging nearly 7 yards per tote. Our line of scrimmages on both sides of the ball really dominating this football game. And if we don't have that one pick interception that puts LSU in just prime position to push the football into the end zone, could even be a wider lead. But the Georgia coaches, the Bulldog Nation has to like what they see right now as it concerns this running game for both sides.
LSU has not been able to get to quarterback Aaron Murray. They've only been sending 4. I can think of only 2 times that they sent more than 4 in the first half. Are they going to have to do that, or will Aaron just pick them apart for the rest of the game?
Yeah, listen, I think LSU's going to have to make some adjustments coming out of halftime here and really do something to put pressure on Aaron Murray and team and go single safety. They're going to open up outside. We'll be in some one-on-one situations if they do that. But when you look at the way that we're running the football and the lack of pressure that LSU's been able to get on Aaron Murray, I think the one big adjustment they're going to have to make is going single safety, get another guy in the box and trying to bring pressure for more than just our 4 down linemen.
All right, Todd Gurley got thrown out of bounds, rolled an ankle in the first half and came out, but they have retaped the ankle. He is back out on the field with the Bulldogs. Well, he was before they went into the locker room, and he will be when they come back out, we assume. Todd has 8 carries for 73 yards in the first half. Keith Marshall, 9 carries for 70 yards as the Dogs' offensive line has just been tearing it up against LSU and opening some really big holes. Well, we'll come back with second half play-by-play action with Scott Howard and Eric Zier and Chuck Dowdle. Stay with us. That's it for your BB&T halftime report. Dogs leading at 24-17 over 6th-ranked LSU between the hedges on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network from IMG.
The 57 Chevy, the 64 Mustang, the 69 Charger, classic American cars. But what about the classic American card, the Marathon Visa credit card? For a limited time, new card holders can earn double discounts and save up to 50 cents per gallon. Apply and put your card in drive today. Marathon, fueling the American spirit.
Subject to credit approval, the Marathon Visa Credit Card Rebate Program is provided by Marathon Petroleum Company, LP, which is solely responsible for the program's operation. Marathon may change the terms of the program at any time.
Hey, Georgia fans, can't get enough Bulldog coverage? GTV is your online home for exclusive Georgia multimedia content.
Gaping hole, Marshall! Touchdown! Oh, wow!
Stream live games, press conferences, and highlights from all available Bulldog athletics.
Throws into the end zone. Is it caught? Oh, yeah!
Log on to GeorgiaDogs.com/all access to subscribe today. Don't miss a minute of action. Get online. It's game time.
In football, it's important to call the right play. In life, it can be even more important to make the right call, especially regarding termite protection. To protect my home, I call the unbeatable combination for termite protection, Cook's Pest Control and the Centricon system. Discover how affordable it is to protect your home with the Centricon system. Make the right call. Cook's Pest Control.
Looky, looky, looky. Here comes Cookie. Cook's Pest Control.
Sherwin-Williams asks, what is the color of speed? Is it the ice blue flame of a jet engine? Or the blurred green of grass as your eyes try to keep up with the running back that just blew through the secondary? Maybe it's the bright blast of white from a fastball. Or the sleek red of a stock car racing through the final lap. Speed has a color. Find it at your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store or sherwinwilliams.com.
Scott Howard back with you now at Sanford Stadium. Halftime winding down. Georgia 24, LSU 17. Ford Keys to the Game brings you our keys to the second half. So, Zay, I mean, no stone goes unturned here.
None
we got to find out from you what we need to do. What's going to key a Georgia victory here in the final two quarters?
Well, we have to win this first possession here coming out of halftime. You know LSU is going to make some adjustments, more than likely on the defensive side of the ball, go more to a single safety type look, try to get some pressure on Aaron Murray and shut down this running attack that's been very good. Regardless of what they do, however, we have to stop them when they get the football first, see if we can put some points on the board. If we can extend this lead after these first two series, we'll be in really good shape. And then the keys from the start of the game continue to roll over. Continue to shut down the LSU running game, make Zach Mettenberger beat you with his arm. He's had a very good, solid, productive first half, but holding the Bayou Bengals to under a yard per carry is just what the doctor ordered. And then continue to win in the special teams. No cheap points, no cheap plays. That would go with turnovers as well, where we don't give up anything that is cheap in nature. If LSU's going to come back, make them earn it.
And the number that keeps jumping off the halftime stat sheet to me is LSU's rushing totals, just 13 yards in the first half. And this is a group that came in averaging over 220 yards a game, just ahead of Georgia in the SEC standings early in the year.
Yeah, it really is. This Georgia defense has done a fantastic job. We're winning the battle right now on both lines of scrimmage. LSU will make some adjustments, there's no question, but the job done in the first half, mighty impressive by both the offensive line and the defensive line for the Dogs.
Todd Gurley shaken up in the first half, was out late in the second half, back out of the training room, trying to loosen up a new tape job on his ankle and maybe a little bit of quick treatment as well. Hopefully he's ready to go for the second half. Gurley with first half numbers, 8 carries, 73 yards. Keith Marshall has done a nice job today. A season high total for him this year. It came in the first half, 9 carries for 70 yards. So you're possibly looking at both of those guys getting over 100 yards. And when Georgia does that, they usually have a lot of success.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if anybody does that, 2 guys going over 100 yards, you're going to be very, very tough to beat. This is still a close football game. Anything can happen, but you have to like the way we are running the football. It is a key to victory in these big-time matchups in the SEC.
LSU will receive the ball to start the second half. You recall they won the toss and deferred, so they'll have first crack on offense here in the second half. And Georgia will be on defense. Now I have to withdraw my statement just moments ago. I see Todd Gurley with his shoulder pads off and in a walking boot on the sidelines. So Gurley is apparently done for the game. I see him. He walked out in a walking boot on his left foot and is dressed down. He's in a jacket, no pads, so I don't think we're going to be seeing Todd Gurley for the second half. So it's going to be Keith Marshall and company to carry the rushing load in the second half. Well, the way he came out at the end of the first half and was trying to loosen it up and run, it looked like he was going to be ready to go, but maybe things worsened at halftime. We'll get a update from Chuck when we can as Georgia prepares to kick it away. Tune in after the game for Southwest Airlines Touchdown Trivia Contest. You can win a pair of round-trip tickets on Southwest Airlines, connecting more people to more places. Southwest, welcome aboard. Odell Beckham Jr. back deep. He stands halfway deep in the end zone to our left in the sun. And Marshall Morgan's kick is long and end over end and will sail about 9 yards deep. Beckham's going to run it out. No, he stops. He got about a yard shy of the goal line, and he slowed down and took a knee. A little showmanship from Odell Beckham Jr. LSU will have the ball 1st and 10 after the touchback on their own 25.
I thought the Dogs were about to get a gift there. Beckham Jr., he took off like there was no doubt in his mind he was going to run that football. And like Tiger Woods on a downswing, able to stop it there right before he crossed the goal line.
All right, LSU trails by 7. Again, no Todd Gurley in the second half. Gurley's in a walking boot on his left foot. Mettenberger under center. Out of the eye. Will throw it to the left side. Broken up by Langley on the far side. Trying to go to Jarvis Landry at the 30-yard line. And the freshman, Brandon Langley, out of Marietta, Georgia, and Kell High School, got in there and broke up the pass play. It's incomplete. It's 2nd and 10 for the Tigers.
Great break on the ball there by Langley. Just a hitch route right in front of him. He was off about with a 6-yard cushion, but able to close that gap very quickly.
LSU in the eye, 1 receiver left and 1 to the right. 2nd down and 10 from their own 25. Mettenberger, long snap count. Hands off to Hill. Hill with a big hole straight up the middle. And Hill all the way to the 35-yard line. Make it the 36. Herrera and Josh Harvey Clemens come in to make the tackle. And the Dogs have a man slow to get up, and that is Amarlo Herrera, the middle linebacker. 11 yards for Jeremy Hill, and that's the longest run of the game, and it comes 14 seconds into the second half. And a first down coming up for the Tigers, but Herrera face down on the turf, shaken up on the play.
Yeah, and Herrera met Hill there head on as Hill was running downhill. Hill's a big man. Herrera not moving a bit either. Hopefully he will start moving around here and at least give us a sign that he's going to be okay.
Now they're going to roll him over on his back, and TV will take the opportunity to go into a timeout, so we will too. Georgia 24, LSU 17, just seconds into the second half. Breaking the action, back in a moment on the Bulldogs Sports Network from IMG. LSU with a play fake and a pass to Landry, running right to left across the field. That's going to be complete, and the tackle is made by Reggie Carter at the 44-yard line. It's a pickup of 8, almost 9. Going to be 2nd down and a short 2. LSU up to the 44 and quickly set and ready to go. They hand it off to Jeremy Hill, and Hill is met at the 45 and tossed back as that Georgia defensive line continues to play very well. Chris Mays wrapped him up, got some help from Garrison Smith and Brendan Langley. He didn't get the first down. He may have lost an inch or 2. It's 3rd down and about a yard now on the 45-yard line as they move the ball about a foot. The referee just moved the ball in LSU's favor about a foot as he spotted it. 3rd down, less than a yard now after the movement of the football.
Boy, Mays just got his arms wrapped around 235 pounds and immediately stopped that momentum and threw him backwards.
Dogs crowd the line with 7 men. They run an option to the near side, pitch it out to Hill. He's got the first down and more to the 50, to the near sideline to the 40, and slides down on his knees, driven out of bounds around the 38-yard line by Herrera, who was back in after he was shaken up, and Josh Harvey Clemens. But Hill gets a big first down and 12, maybe 13 yards on the run.
Yeah. LSU went hurry up there and just ran the sprint option right down the line of scrimmage. Probably not something that we expected to see from this LSU offense behind Zach Mettenberger.
Correction, Hill got about 15 on that carry. They go I formation. They're on the Georgia 40, just inside as our defense moves around. Dogs lead by a touchdown, early seconds of the 3rd quarter. LSU moving to our right. 1 receiver out to the left side. They run it with Hill. Hill breaks through at the line of scrimmage and will pick up about 4 extra yards after initial contact to the 35-yard line. And it'll be 2nd down and about 5.5 maybe for the Tigers.
Good patience there by Hill. Not a whole lot of room initially to run, but he waited for his block to develop, and then a little crease did indeed open up.
Terrence McGee checks in, tailback for LSU now as Hill goes out. McGee gets the handoff, runs straight ahead. LSU just pounding away now. They want to make a point with their running game as McGee is tripped up at the 30, the 29.5, another gain of 5. It's going to be close to a first down. Bulldog football brought to you by Athens Regional Health Systems for the fans.
Dogs rotating in, defensive linemen trying to get fresh legs in there, hopefully to slow down this running attack. They did such a good job in the first half. Started this second half here, some holes starting to open up that we didn't see at the start of the game.
3rd down, less than a yard for LSU. They're just inside Georgia's 30. Moving to our right. They work under center out of the eye. Now LSU will call a timeout as Les Miles walked off the sideline and onto the field of play and asked for the timeout. So LSU will huddle up the troops, figure out what they want to do on 3rd and short. 11:51 to go, 3rd quarter. It's Georgia 24, LSU 17. Timeout at Sanford Stadium. We're back to Athens after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network from IMG. Third down and less than a yard to go for LSU from the Georgia 30-yard line. Don't forget to tune into the postgame show. Dog Talk coming up after today's game, live from the Georgia Center. Take a postgame break at the Georgia Hotel at the Georgia Center. 11:51, 3rd quarter. Dogs do not have Todd Gurley for the second half. He came out of the locker room after halftime in a walking boot on his left foot and ankle. 3rd down and short. They give it to the big fullback Copeland. He just dives into the line. He needed to get to about the 29. It's going to be close. He went just left of center and then got shoved back over the 30 in the other direction. LSU thinks they have the first down. He only needed about a half a yard. Let's see. They'll have to probably pull the chains off the sideline and measure this thing this time. It's going to be very close.
No, I think they're going to go ahead and give it to him.
Yep, they didn't measure it. They take a look at it, give him the first down at the 29-yard line. So Copeland, the big fullback, 270 pounds worth of fullback, got the half yard they needed and the first down. LSU 1st and 10 at the Georgia 29, moving right. Handoff to McGee. Looks for the corner on the right side as he's twisted down close to the 25-yard line by the linebacker Herrera, the nose man Garrison Smith. Pick up a 4 for Terrence McGee, a 5'9" junior from Franklinton, Louisiana. LSU has a player shaken up now.
Much
One
better,
of their linemen.
Yeah, much better job there by the Dogs. Just in pursuit there. Had a host of red and black jerseys coming down the line of scrimmage to assist on that tackle.
That might be Copeland instead of one of their linemen. Yeah, it is Copeland. The fullback is injured on the play for LSU. Stop at Flash Foods for all your game day needs, plus learn how you can receive instant fuel discounts with the Go Blue card. Visit flashfoods.com to go blue and save green. Another timeout. 24-17 Georgia over LSU. Back in a moment. Bulldog Sports Network from IMG. Dog fans, if you want the most coverage of Georgia sports, you want GTV, the online destination for exclusive audio, video coverage, features, and highlights of Bulldogs athletics. Just log on to georgiadogs.com/all access right now. It's the best way to follow the Bulldogs. GTV. LSU's ramped up their running game, Z, here in the second half. They had 13 yards on the ground at halftime. They've already rushed for 42 on this possession here in the second half.
Yeah, that they have. Good push here by the offensive line, opening up a few holes for these LSU running backs.
Second down for LSU from the Georgia 25-yard line. I formation for the Bayou Bengals. One receiver split out to the left. Handoff to Jeremy Hill, and he runs straight ahead and will be slashed down. Corey Moore got a piece of him first, and then Harvey Clemens and Herrera slow him down at the 22-yard line. Be a gain of about 3, and that's going to bring up another third down for LSU. The Tigers 6 of 9 on third down today. That's a very good conversion rate. They came in averaging well over 50% as it was.
Yeah, and I've been in a number of third and short situations, which helps you have a very high percentage. Right now in the running game, not doing anything fancy, just going off tackle to either side and just trying to out-physical the Bulldogs.
Empty set. They get Alfred Blue, and he lines up as a wide receiver on the right. Mettenberger will throw it into the end zone, trying to go to Odell Beckham Jr. at the 2. That pass airmailed the intended receiver and lands incomplete. That one sailed well over the head of Odell Beckham Jr. So on third down, they fail to convert, and that'll bring up fourth down, and LSU looks like they'll go reaching for a field goal here with the ball on the 22. Should be about a 40-yard field goal. Here's Colby Delahousie.
Boy, Beckham Jr. there, just wide open. Dogs didn't have a safety in the middle of the field. And Beckham Jr. wide open on that inside post. Mettenberger, one that he's going to want to have back. He's thrown the football very well today. That one, not one of them.
Delahousie 5 for 5 on the year, 1 for 1 today. Here's the kick. It's curling, spinning, and through the uprights. Looked like from this angle had a bit of a hook on that one as it started right and went back left through the uprights. And that brings LSU a little bit closer. It's Georgia 24, LSU 20. 9:50 to go, third quarter in Athens. Timeout at Sanford Stadium. We're back after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network from IMG. A 39-yard field goal by LSU makes it 24-20. Let's pause for station identification. Bulldogs Sports Network from IMG. Let's check in with Chuck Dowdle on the Bulldogs sideline. Cook's Pest Control report. Chuck?
Scott, you were right. That field goal just curled inside the left upright. Not the optimum result for the Hat. He was looking for the full 7 to settle for 3, but he took off more than 5 minutes off the clock. That's not what he wants to do in this game.
12 plays, 53 yards, 5:10 off the clock on that possession. They get 3 out of it. Thanks, Chuck. Here's Hairston to kick it away for LSU from left to right. Teed up just inside the near hash. End-over-end kick. Going to come down on the 1 to Reggie Davis. The 5 to the 10 to the 15. Looking for a lane at the 20 and down right there, maybe the 21-yard line. So Reggie with about a 20, 21-yard return. And Georgia goes back on offense. Again, if you missed it, no Todd Gurley here in the second half. He left his shoulder pads in the locker room at halftime and traded him in for a walking boot on his left foot and ankle. He was shaken up in the first half with that ankle, and they're letting him sit out the second half. So it's Keith Marshall, who was nearing 100 yards today, to carry the rushing load. I formation. Hicks is the fullback. We bring a man in motion. That's Conley back and forth. Murray, handoff to Marshall. And he runs right side and going to go down after about a 1 or 2 yard gain. And I'm guessing from the reaction of the coach's booth, our fullback maybe missed a block, Z.
Well, it was either that or Keith Marshall looked like he had a lane just to his left. He actually veered right when he got up to the decision point there on making the cut. Went one direction, big lane to the other direction.
Ball on the 23, a gain of 2, second down and 8. Marshall this time goes out in motion to the far side. Hicks offset to Murray's left in the shotgun. Murray drops back. Will throw out to the right flat to Marshall. Got one-on-one out there. He couldn't shake the defender as he's brought down at the 22 by Micah Eugene, the safety. Eugene, one of the leading tacklers on this LSU defense. And Georgia's offense stalling here after this first possession of the second half. It's third down and a long 9 for the Bulldogs from their own 21.
And LSU, those first 2 snaps of the second half, went man-to-man, single safety. Most of the first half sat back in more of a cover 2 look, so an adjustment coming out at halftime.
Dogs staring into the sun as they drive to the west, or try to drive anyway. Need a big third down conversion here. Snap to Murray. Sets up in the pocket, hangs it up near sideline, and oh, what a catch! What a catch by Chris Conley! He never showed his cards, and that ball just plopped right in his hands in front of the Bulldogs bench. Big first down at the LSU 45.
Boy, huge first down. Aaron Murray has thrown 2 passes in this game that I would rank up with the top passes of his entire career, that being one of them. No room between the defender and Conley. Dropped that right in his breadbasket.
34 yards. Murray play fake. Throws it the other side. He's got a man breaking open, but that pass is going to sail over the head of the intended receiver, Michael Bennett, and out of bounds. It will be incomplete. Man, what a catch by Conley, though, as the man in coverage, Tre'Davious White, never looked at the ball, and the ball just plopped right in his arms. Second down and 10. Let's go down to Chuck quickly on the sidelines.
Hey,
Chuck.
listen, as great a catch as that was, what a terrific throw by Aaron Murray. Dropped it right in his basket.
He's had a few of those, and today 13 of 22, 196, 2 scores and a pick for Aaron Murray today. Second and 10 from the LSU 45. We run out of the I, 2 receivers right. Toss it to Marshall on the near side. He's got a bit of a hole to the 40 quickly and down at the 38-yard line. A quick 7-yard rip for Keith Marshall. Jordan Allen made the tackle, the right defensive end for LSU. It's third down. Still some work to do for Georgia. 3rd and 3 from the Tiger 38.
Good lead block there by Quavon Hicks. Just a little toss sweep, but we take it inside the tight end. Don't take it outside. Just trying to run a little lead play there with Quavon Hicks leading the way for him.
Work in the shadows now out of the eye. Same formation. 2 receivers to the wide side. Work on the near hash, moving from right to left. Murray, handoff to Marshall. Marshall hit at the line, tries to cut inside for a little bit of positive room, and maybe made it back to the line of scrimmage. I think that's it. At the 38-yard line. So we fail to convert on 3rd down, and we're going to send out the field goal team. Marshall Morgan to try a long one here. This will be about a 55-yard attempt from Marshall Morgan, whose career long is 52.
And remember, a huge win behind his back right now.
2 for 5 in his career, 50-plus. He's in between the hash marks, middle of the field. There's the snap. It's good. The hold is good. The kick is up. It's away. Does it reach? Yes! Yes, sir! 55 yards on the field goal by the sophomore Marshall Morgan out of Fort Lauderdale. And it makes it a 7-point lead again for Georgia. 27, LSU 20. And with that field goal, Walton EMC Natural Gas just donated $500 to their Kicking It for Charity campaign. 6:42 in the 3rd quarter, and the Dogs build the lead back up to a touchdown. 27-20. Let's go down to the sidelines. Chuck Dowdle for Cook's Pest Control Report. Chuck.
Hey, guys, let me tell you something. That ball not only had the yardage, but it was right down the middle of the pipe. I mean, there was no doubt about whether or not it was through.
Chuck, kind of looks like your 3-iron.
Yeah, yeah. And you know where I keep that? It's in the garage.
Dogs extend the lead back up to 7 points on the long field goal by Marshall Morgan of 55 yards. Bulldog football is brought to you in part by Serve Pro, fire and water damage cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro, like it never even happened. Quarterback numbers for you as we update those. Aaron Murray, 13 of 22 for 196, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Zach Mettenberger, 11 of 18, 150, 2 touchdowns and no picks. Leading rusher in the game, Keith Marshall, 78 yards on 12 carries. Jeremy Hill, the leading rusher for LSU, 15 for 59. They have not scored a rushing touchdown today. Georgia has 1, and it belongs to the quarterback. Odell Beckham Jr. back deep for LSU, stands deep in the end zone to receive the kick from Marshall Morgan. Teed up on the far hash. Morgan booms it. End over end, comes down about 2 yards deep in the end zone. Beckham Jr. will run it out of the end zone and angles to the near sideline immediately. Hops over the would-be tackler, diving for his legs around the 20 and out of bounds right around the 20-yard line. Sheldon Dawson is the guy that forced him out. And it'll be LSU 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line, trailing 27-20. A lot of time remaining, 6:35 to go as we play in the 3rd quarter. Thank you to Subway Restaurants for sponsoring Georgia football. Home of the $4 daily special. Subway, eat fresh.
Well, every time Beckham Jr. touches the football, I get a little bit nervous. He's got tremendous ball skills, tremendous running skills. When he's running that football out on these kick returns, just looks mighty explosive.
LSU with an offset eye, 2 receivers to the near side. Alfred Blues in the backfield as the tailback. No, that's Hilliard this time, excuse me. And Kenny Hilliard's going to get the carry as he runs behind left guard and straight ahead for about 3 yards, maybe 4. Close to the 24. We'll see if they give him the full 4. Josh Harvey Clemens with another tackle as he works on a career high today. Is that 8 or 9 for him? That may be 9. Maybe more than that, but he's getting his work done today. Josh Harvey Clemens, the sophomore 6'5", 212-pound safety from Valdosta. 2nd down, 6.5, 7 to go for LSU. They got the ball out to the 23. Mettenberger back to pass. He sets up, dumps it off on the left side to Landry, running across the field, breaks the tackle to the far sideline, still on his feet all the way up to the 50-yard line. He broke a tackle back around the 35 and got 15 more. He's a breakaway guy, and he got 15 bonus yards right there as we failed to make the stop initially.
Looks like we had a combo coverage on man-to-man on one side, zone on the other, but we just let Landry run free.
27 yards on the pickup. They hit the line early and run another play. They hand it off to Hilliard again. This time Hilliard runs behind right guard and tackle. Not much there. Got about a yard into Georgia territory at the 49. Second down and 9 to go for LSU. Odell Beckham Jr. and Landry break out to the left. They are going tempo now on us. They throw it to Landry. Not much of a blocker over there, so he just runs on his own and gets the first down, I believe. They threw it out in the left flat, and Landry had about 9 yards to get, and he got it right at the 40-yard line of the Bulldogs. It should be a first down for LSU, a pickup of 9.
And that might have been an adjustment just at the line of scrimmage. We were late getting over the slot receiver there. It looks like Mettenberger just stood up and gave him the football.
LSU really picking up the pace here, Z, as they send 2 receivers to the near side. They work on the far hash, moving left to right. Under 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Dogs lead it 27-20. Offset eye, play fake. Mettenberger sets up, pressure, throws deep, and it is caught and then dropped. As he was hitting the turf going down, he got hit on the way down by Trey Matthews and dropped the ball. That was Boone, the 6-foot senior receiver from Ocala, Florida, who has 2 touchdowns today. Unable to hang on to that down around the Georgia 10.
And John Taylor in the face of Mettenberger as well. Mettenberger had to put a little more air under that football than he wanted to. Good job by Langley underneath on that coverage, and then Trey Matthews coming over the top, well defended.
Dogs, quick substitutions on defense. We have to sprint about 5 guys off and 5 guys on. LSU's ready to go. Second down, they throw a screen to Hill. Hill stops at the 40, changes directions, makes the catch, and heads downfield, tackled at the 34 perhaps by Sterling Bailey, the defensive end who was chasing after him. Makes the stop after a gain of about 6 to the Bulldogs 34. LSU's pushing it, but it's third down and a long 4 now for the Tigers. Dogs leading by 7. LSU trying to change that here as they move rapidly. Boone is out to the left, and then 3 receivers to the near side. And now flags come flying in before the snap of the ball. LSU moved early, maybe their left guard.
On the offense, number 78, 5-yard penalty, third down.
Vidal Alexander out of Buford, Georgia, moved early. 5-yard penalty. It's going to make it 3rd and 9. The crowd did that one. Let's go down to Chuck on the sidelines. Chuck?
Hey, guys, that's on the crowd. Give the crowd full credit for that one.
Coach Pest Control sideline report with Chuck Dowdle. We'll be checking in as we move along through the end of this ball game. 3:55 to go, third quarter. LSU with the ball, 3rd and 9 now, back on the Georgia 39-yard line. Mettenberger in the shotgun with 3 receivers right. Has protection and time. Will throw. Landry splits the seams. Easy pitch and catch for a long touchdown. Jarvis Landry into the end zone. He just split 3 of our defenders between the hash marks. Mettenberger hit him perfectly in stride. And just like that, a 39-yard touchdown, and we're an extra point away from another tie ball game.
Well, same play that LSU just ran where Matthews came over the top and knocked that football loose. This time, no dice. Mettenberger gets that ball out on time. You want to complete that pass right around 19 to 20 yards so you don't allow that safety to come over the top. Able to do it there. Splits the tackles. Easy 6 points.
Delahousie for the point after try for LSU. The snap and the hold, the kick is up and away, and between the pipes, good. 27-27, brand new ball game. 3:40 to go, third quarter, as LSU, on their first possession of the half, leaned more towards the run. They grinded out 12 plays, 53 yards, settled for a 39-yard field goal, took over 5 minutes off the clock. This time, they go tempo. And they move 80 yards in 7 plays and use 255, the last 39 coming on the arm of Zach Mettenberger and the legs of Jarvis Landry. 27-27. And fans, don't forget to tune into the postgame show coming up after the game today. It's Dog Talk live from the Georgia Center. You can take a postgame break at the UGA Hotel right there at the Georgia Center. So check them out. The live call-in show after the ball game. 3:40 to go in the third quarter, and LSU getting set to kick it away once again. Georgia needs to grab some good field position here on this kickoff if it's not a touchback.
Yeah, they do, and the wind has picked up some more, so we haven't seen a kick into the end zone with the wind blowing like this and a kick going in this direction. So we'll have a chance here at a return more than likely.
plays, 80 yards on that last drive. Very impressive by LSU. Georgia working here in the second half without their workhorse, Todd Gurley, injured in the first half as a walking boot here in the second half as he shed the pads, left him in the locker room at halftime. James Hairston to kick it away. Ball teed up on the near hash at the 35. He approaches and kicks it low, long, end over end. Going to spin its way into the end zone, and Reggie Davis takes about a 1.5 stride and then takes a knee as Kyle Karimpolis says, hold it there, Hoss, and let's take the touchback. So the Bulldogs will have the ball at the 25. Got to get something cranking here in the second half. Georgia's only had the one possession in the second half. LSU's hogging the clock and hogging the ball.
Yeah, Dogs have been able to respond through the game. We fall behind 14-7. We come storming back, so we answered the call there. LSU here tying the game up at 27. Our ability to respond quickly, extremely important.
Dogs on our own 25-yard line. Working the shotgun, move from right to left. Hand off Marshall. Marshall runs in behind Big Burnett. And we'll try to grind out a little bit up to the 28 or close to it. Lamine Barrow, linebacker, stepped in there to make the tackle for the LSU defense. 3-yard gain for Marshall. That'll put him at 81 yards for the day. Dogs already back up to the line of scrimmage and ready to go. 2 receivers right, 1 to the near side. Marshall in the backfield. We work out of the shotgun. 4 down lineman rush for LSU. Throw by Murray is incomplete to Conley. And he had a white shirt draped all over him. Jalen Mills helping to break up that pass. It's incomplete around the 35-yard line. Stops the clock with 3:06 to go in the third quarter.
Just a quick slant there by Conley. LSU tried to disguise coverage, just looked like a 2-deep look. Right at the snap of the football, went down to single safety, so a good read, but covered very well. That ball thrown maybe just a hair low.
4 receivers in this formation for Georgia. The tight end Lynch is one of them. Murray will throw to the right, and again, he's got a guy draping all over him, coming up and hitting him early from the back to Conley. And it's incomplete, no flag. They're really giving him a lot of leeway on that early contact. That was, again, Jalen Mills. But there apparently is contact before the ball is arriving, but only 1 pass interference today on LSU. They show the replay, and the fans don't like it.
And Scott, that one was just an awful no call there, all over the back of Chris Conley. I can't believe a flag's not thrown on that one.
10 guys on the line of scrimmage for LSU moving around. It's 4th down. Georgia will punt with Colin Barber. Odell Beckham Jr. back deep. Barber takes his time, gets off a long, wobbly kick, going to come down at the 26, and he fumbled it! He bobbled it! LSU tried to fall on it! Georgia falls on it, I think! At the 20, Dogs ball! Odell Beckham Jr. muffed the punt. I think the Dogs come out of the pile with it. Connor Norman came up with the loose football. Georgia football in business on the LSU 20.
Boy, and that got the bench just jumping off of the sideline. The crowd is back into it. Beckham Jr.
Kick was muffed on the receiving team, recovered by Georgia. First down.
Beckham Jr. bobbles that football. LSU had the first chance to fall on it, but can't get it. Connor Norman then swoops in to cover it up.
Georgia ball on the 20 as they're a football length away from the Red Baron red zone. Pick up a Red Baron pizza before the next game. Get a taste of the tradition. First and 10 for Georgia.
Dogs may take a shot right here. Quick change of possession. See if they go up top.
You got Wooten and Bennett to the right side in the I formation with Marshall the tail and Hall as the fullback. Murray hands it off to Marshall. Starts straight, tries to break out to the left. LSU too good for that. They grab Marshall around the ankles with Daniil Hunter, the defensive end, and they bring Marshall down right at the 20-yard line for no gain.
LSU doing a much better job here in the second half. Slight adjustment, a lot more man-to-man, more single safety looks where they're getting an extra guy just down in the vicinity of the box and starting to shut down this Georgia running game ever so slightly.
Snap into the shotgun, handed off to Marshall. Marshall tries to curl around to the near side to get to the corner and the sideline. And again, not a lot of space there as he runs out of room at the 16-yard line. Smashed up against the sideline by Lamine Barrow, the linebacker for LSU. Just like that, it's 3rd down and 6 for Georgia from the Tiger 16.
Yeah, another third medium here for the Dogs. Dogs 3 out of 8 on 3rd down this afternoon.
Boy, you really need to take advantage of this. Recovering the muffed punt at the 20-yard line. 3 receivers to the right. And now flags down.
False start on the offense. Number 86, 5-yard penalty. Remains third down.
They got Justin Scott Wesley for early movement. And that'll back us up to the 21. Well, the third quarter has been a tough time for Georgia's offense. In a 27-all ball game, 1:40 to go. Murray with time in the pocket, throws it in the end zone. Wide open, touchdown, baby! Michael Bennett, his second of the day.
Blown coverage there by LSU. They just let Michael Bennett run right up the hash. LSU thought they had help over the top. Nobody was there. Wide open right from the get-go, and Aaron Murray saw him.
Murray had a great pocket to throw out of, and he fired a laser beam to Michael Bennett, who was wide open. And he caught it right on the eye in Georgia in the end zone. Here's the point after try by Marshall Morgan. It's up, and it's good. And Georgia back in the lead, 34-27. That Georgia touchdown brought to you by Southwest Airlines, connecting more people to more places. Southwest, welcome aboard. 2 touchdown catches for Michael Bennett today. He came into the game without a touchdown reception this season, but he's having himself a day here this afternoon. Bennett. Well, Murray, let's give you Murray's numbers. 14 of 25, 217 yards, 3 touchdown passes now for Aaron Murray, and the 1 interception. And for Bennett, that is his 3rd catch, his 2nd touchdown, 38 yards for Michael Bennett. Conley has 4 catches for 96 yards for the Bulldogs today to lead all Georgia receivers. So Georgia back in the lead by a touchdown as we near the end of the third quarter. Let's go down to the sidelines. Chuck Dowdle, Cook's Pest Control sideline report. Chuck.
Scott, ask Aaron. The only thing I was worried about is guys that wide open, sometimes you drop those. But Michael Bennett, he seldom drops anything, even the tough ones. But that was, when you're that wide open and there was nobody around him, he was turning around backing up in the end zone.
Yeah, it's tough on the receiving end. Sometimes it's tough on the throwing end where you choke it down. You don't want to overthrow them, so you tend to underthrow those a little bit. Fortunately for the Dogs, neither one of those happened.
Dogs take advantage of the muffed punt by LSU. The scoring drive, 3 plays, 20 yards, 21-yard touchdown pass because of the penalty to Michael Bennett. That drive summary brought to you by Cooper Tires. Life's a road trip. Come on, let's go. Here's the kickoff by Marshall Morgan, Odell Beckham Jr. in the end zone, 2 yards deep. Runs it out to the 5, to the 10, curls to the near side, avoids 1 tackle, breaks through another layer of tacklers, and across the 25 up near the 30. Corey Moore, a safety from Griffin, finally gets Odell Beckham out of bounds on the Georgia sideline. And LSU will have the ball at the 30-yard line. A pretty good return by Odell Beckham Jr., 2 or 3 yards deep in the end zone. The Georgia-Florida game is one serious tailgate, and Playmakers Club is where the real players start every game. Check out playmakersclub.com. Mettenberger laid off the sidelines for LSU. They've got 13 seconds on the play clock. Now they just start to huddle up. Now they break the huddle with 7 seconds to go. I formation. Now it's at 4. Mettenberger hasn't looked over the defense. Now it's at 2. And they just get the snap off. They hand it off to Jeremy Hill. He runs hard at left tackle and is tumbled down around the 35. It's going to be a 5-yard gain. The tackle made by Clemens or Josh Harvey Clemens and Rameek Wilson. One went under and one went over as they get Hill to the turf, but 5 yards on the carry. And 2nd and 5 now for LSU.
After very little in the first half, Jeremy Hill now up to 59 yards on the ground.
2nd and 5 from their own 35-yard line. They run out of the offset I, a receiver to each side. The field just about 95% in shadow now here at Athens. Play clock down to 6. They get the snap off, hand it off to Hill. Hill sheds the first tackler. breaks to the left on the outside, gets outside to the numbers, and is brought down after he picks up the first down of Marlo Herrera. He broke through the grasp of Sterling Bailey. Would have been a loss in the backfield, but Hill's a load to bring down. He's a big man at 6'2" and 235, and with a head of steam, that's a hard stop.
Yeah, it is, but that's the one difference that we're seeing right now. A couple of missed tackles, albeit they would have been difficult tackles here in the second half, where the first half we didn't miss a one.
1st and 10 for LSU from their own 41. Mettenberger wants to pass. He'll throw with time. It's caught by Odell Beckham Jr. in Georgia territory, and he curls into the play of the field of play and will get up extra yardage down to the 42-yard line. Damian Swan pulls him down by the shoulders, but another big gain for LSU to the Bulldog 42-yard line. So that's 17 yards on that pass play. And here comes LSU again, just flying down the field, as that play will be the last of the third quarter. So the end of the third quarter comes around with Georgia out front by a score of 34-27. 15 minutes to go for the Bulldogs and the Tigers here in Athens. Timeout. We're back in a moment on the Bulldogs Sports Network from IMG. We go to the fourth quarter. Georgia up by 7. This in-game recap's brought to you by Regions Bank, Regions official bank of the SEC. The halftime score was Georgia 24, LSU 17. The Bayou Bengals hogged the ball in their opening possession of the second half. They got a 39-yard field goal from Delahousie out of it to make the score 24-20. Georgia answered with a drive and a 55-yard field goal to go up 27-20. LSU then answered with an 80-yard drive and a 39-yard touchdown pass from Mettenberger to Landry to tie the ball game. And then after a muffed punt just moments ago by Odell Beckham Jr., Georgia recovered the ball. Connor Norman fell on it at the 20, and the Dogs get a 21-yard touchdown pass from Murray to Bennett to regain the lead. It's 34-27. But in that third quarter, the Dogs rushed for only 15 yards. There's no Todd Gurley. He's injured. We don't have him for the second half, but LSU came out wanting to establish the run in the second half. They had 67 yards on the ground again to Georgia's 15.
Yeah, they did. The offense for LSU here really taking control of this football game, and they're doing it on first down with positive yardage, which just opens up the entire playbook on second and third down.
1st and 10 Tigers. They're driving to the west now on the Georgia 42-yard line. Mettenberger with a handoff to Jeremy Hill. He breaks to the outside to the right and will be met there by Rameek Wilson and Ray Drew and Leonard Floyd and maybe a couple other guys after a gain of about 5, maybe 6 from the 42 to the 37. So he got 5 on the play. It's second down at 5.
And Hill's just like a sledgehammer coming at you. Georgia defense not set up.
Quick lineup and a quick throw to Landry on the left flat. Landry across the 35 down to the 32 and then stacked up there as the Dogs try to get him on the turf with Brendan Langley and Trey Matthews. I think Matthews may have hit him first, and then Langley tried to drive him into the turf. It's going to be where they're going to give him forward progress to the 32. He needs to get to the 32 for the first down. And they're spotting the ball on the Georgia sideline. And now they're going to measure. So they're going to have to bring the chains all the way across the field from the LSU side to the Georgia side to measure for the first down. 14:25 remaining in the ball game. It's Georgia 34 and LSU 27. Don't forget, after the game, we'll award the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta game ball. That'll come in our post-game show, so stick around for that. Chain gang bringing the chains all the way across. And they'll stretch out the sticks and see if he got a first down. He's going to be about the length of a football short. So it'll be second down and less than a yard to go for, or that'll be third down, I think, right? Yeah, third down and less than a yard to go for LSU.
Careful here if you're the Dogs. This is classic 4-down territory. LSU here could use this down almost as a burn down and try to throw one deep. A little hide the football trick and get over the top. Catch us committing completely to the run.
They re-spot the ball just outside the Bulldog 32. And LSU will huddle up on third and short. Tigers today 7 of 11 on third down conversion attempts. I formation, power formation for LSU. Hand off to the fullback. They run it straight ahead, but whistles first. That was Connor Neighbors, the reserve fullback, because Copeland was
There's
shaking
no
up
play.
earlier
The
in
head
the game.
linesman was not in position. There's no play. Third down.
Matt Luffler, our referee. So we're going to have to do that one again, guys. We weren't ready. It's not often that the officials aren't ready.
No, it's not. I'm glad they weren't, though.
Now the officials are saying, get back to LSU. Y'all go back over here and huddle up. We're going to spot the ball. Then when we're ready to go, you guys can play. Now they're going to bring out the sticks again, and they're going to have to re-spot the ball. So they're going to bring out the chains again and get the ball exactly in the right spot.
Scrimmage is just shy of the Georgia 32.
Again, the ball just outside the Bulldog 32-yard line. Third and less than a yard to go for LSU.
Please reset the game clock. Please reset the game clock to 14:25. 14:25 on the game clock, please.
Referee wanting to add 2 seconds, and they do. Now LSU ready. Zach Mettenberger pleading his case to the official as he walks by the LSU huddle. Mettenberger 17 of 25 today, 251 yards passing and 3 touchdowns. They work out of the eye here on third and very short. Neighbors is the fullback. Hill is the tail. They run the option to the right. They pitch it to Hill. He's angling for the yard marker, and he's upended by Trey Matthews right in front of it. He didn't get much, but I think he got enough for the first down. He may have gotten about 10, 11 inches at the most, but he got the first down as he ran all the way to the far side of the field as Matthews made the tackle, but it's 1st and 10 for LSU just outside the 31.
Yeah, got Hill wrapped up around the ankles, but when he did, Hill fell forward and got the nose of the football just beyond the first down marker.
Jeremy Hill, 75 yards rushing today for LSU. Now Terrence McGee is in the ball game as the lone setback. 2 receivers in tight to the left. 1 to the right. He slides in motion. That's Dixon, the tight end. Mettenberger under center, drops back, play fake, throws far sideline, and it is caught and then dropped as he bounced off the turf. Dixon couldn't hang on. He got busted up by Josh Harvey Clemens, but Dixon's got to hang on to that for LSU. Oh, my goodness, he was open. Mettenberger put it right in a catchable spot, and when they went to the turf, that ball just came bouncing right off his belly, it looked like, right straight up and incomplete.
Well, Dixon there just on a wheel route. Going up the sideline, he was open, as you said, Scott. Nice close by Josh Harvey Clemens. Hit him right between the 4 and the 1.
Josh got his helmet in there up around his arms, and that broke up the pass play. It's 2nd and 10 from just outside the 31 for LSU. They're moving to our left. Mettenberger in the shotgun with 3 receivers to the near side. He's looking this way, still looking, steps up in the pocket. Oh! And it was nearly picked off by Jenkins. He threw it to Landry on the far side, and Jordan Jenkins just oh, Jordan, baby, you got to catch that.
Boy, does he ever. He'd still be running right now, and he knows it. Head up in the air, just screaming at himself that he dropped that one.
Same thing happened to Marlo Herrera earlier this season. He had one hit him right in the mitts, and he couldn't hang on. We got to put those linebackers through some catching drills.
That they do.
3rd and 10 for LSU. Crowd noise grows louder here at Sanford Stadium. Just outside the Bulldog 31. LSU with the ball. They trail by 7. Mettenberger on the far hash takes the snap. Wants to go long, and he does, and it is caught. A tremendous grab in amongst 3, 4, 5 red shirts by Landry, whose hat comes off at the end of the play. Matthews, Mauger, and Josh Harvey Clemens all surrounding Landry. But he left the turf, went up high to make the grab. A tremendous catch for LSU. Their 1st and goal inside the 10, down around the 6.
Well, that was all Landry there. Well covered by the Georgia defense. Landry just goes up high, somehow snags that football out of the air. Just an inside post against cover 2. Very tough to defend when you make plays like that.
25-yard gain in traffic. Hilliard in at the tailback. Copeland's back in at the full for LSU. They run out of the eye. 2 tight end set. 1st and goal for the Tigers. Handoff Hilliard. Big hole on the left side. Down to the 1, maybe the 1.5. As he ran behind left guard and tackle, Leonard Floyd makes the stop for Georgia's defense along with Rameek Wilson. But here's LSU again trying to perhaps tie the ball game. They trail 34-27. We've got 12:40 to go in the game, but LSU won't go away, and Georgia's not dying either. The Dogs and the Tigers just exchanging counter punches as we go through this ball game.
Well, we've been down on this end zone, or on this goal line before with a big stop earlier in the season against South Carolina. See if we can do it again.
2nd and goal from the 2. They toss it to Hilliard. He breaks to the near side and easily jaunts into the end zone for the touchdown. Mettenberger tossed it and then went right, and Hilliard went left, and nobody touched him as he scampers in for an easy 2-yard touchdown. And again, we're a point away from a tie ball game. So LSU goes 70. And the yards are stacking up for both sides.
Boy, and the success that LSU has had on 3rd down, 9 out of 13, we just can't get them off the field.
Kobe Delahousie to try the point after attempt. That's a great LSU name. Here's the point after try, and it's good. 34-34 with 12-17 to go. Georgia will get the ball. We'll see what they can do next. 4th quarter action between the Bulldogs and the Tigers. Timeout. We're back in a moment on the Bulldogs Sports Network from IMG. LSU goes 70 yards in 11 plays, takes 4:10 off the clock, a 2-yard run by Kenny Hilliard. And the extra point ties the ball game at 34 with 12:17 to go. LSU has won 34 in a row when they score 30 or more points. Now, coming into today, they had not trailed this season. Well, they've trailed most of the day, or it's been tied. They have not led. Yeah, they led one time, 14-7, right?
14-7.
And then they had outscored their opponents in the first quarter this year, 62-3. Georgia scored 14 in the first quarter. So we're checking off these little statistical notes here as we go along. Hopefully this 34 in a row streak, when they score 30 or more, will come to an end here in the next 12-17 of the ball game. That's all that's left in regulation, as the Bulldogs are back to receive the kick yet again. James Hairston will receive the ball and place it on the tee, and Reggie Davis, who's been busy out of the end zone, is back deep to receive for Georgia. Tigers' last 4 possessions: field goal, touchdown, touchdown. You were right during the break, Z. You said nobody can stop anybody this year in this league.
Boy, it's just unbelievable how advanced the offenses are right now. Playmaker after playmaker, and they are making them left and right. And right now, through the Georgia Bulldogs, as Hondo just mentioned to me, it's really time for this offensive line to take over this football game. See if we can put together a drive, run some clock, get points on the board. It's time to respond again. We've been able to do it for the most part all through this football game. Got to continue the trend.
Here's Hairston as he approaches, and he gets his foot into one. A low, long, end-over-end line drive will hit out of the back of the end zone for the touchback. And Georgia will have the ball 1st and 10 at its own 25. Todd Gurley not available here in the second half. Injured in the first half, an apparent ankle injury. Came back before halftime on the sidelines, tried to run it out. Didn't work. Apparently in the second half he came out wearing a boot on the left foot and ankle, and has not played obviously here in the second half. But Keith Marshall has picked up the running chores, 15 for 85 yards today for Keith Marshall, and he's in the ball game right now behind Quavon Hicks. We run out of the eye, stack 2 receivers to the near side. We send Conley in motion, 1st and 10 from our 25. Murray, play fake, rolls to the near side. Murray rolling this way, now running 20, 25, 30 with blocks, 35, 36, and out of bounds into the Georgia bench. He was getting blocking from Chris Conley on the near side that allowed Aaron a couple of extra yards. So Murray from the 25 to the 36, a gain of 11. It was a lot longer run for Murray as he had to angle this way, but a first down for Georgia at the 36.
Boy, just excellent job there by Conley. Saw that Aaron Murray was going to pull it down and run. He turned around and just delivered a great block.
Receivers left. Handoff goes to Marshall. He goes left as well. Tries to cut in behind left tackle. And we'll get a couple. Rasco, the defensive end from Shreveport, Louisiana, makes the stop for LSU. Ball at the 38. And a gain of 2 for Keith Marshall. He tries to get to 100 for the first time to this season.
Boy, that play was just a breather for Aaron Murray after that long run. Allowed him to get back to the huddle and catch his breath.
Conley and Bennett break out to the left. Justin Scott Wesley to the near side. Shotgun formation. 2nd down and 8 for the Dogs from our own 38-yard line. We're moving towards the east from left to right. Murray, quick throw, caught from the left side by Conley at midfield into LSU territory at the 45-yard line. Jalen Collins in the coverage and made the tackle. But Conley broke in from the far sideline and got 16 yards on that quick in route in the middle of the field. It's 1st and 10 Georgia at the Tiger 46.
Tigers rotate coverage. Aaron Murray goes away from the safety, rotating down, skinny post, throws it on time, nearly impossible to defend.
Conley and Bennett again to the left, and JSW to the right side. Marshall, whoa, he takes the handoff and right tackle. Boy, he had a seam, just tripped up by the linebacker, DJ Welter. The middle linebacker just got enough of Marshall's ankle as he was going by to trip up the speedy sophomore, and he falls ahead to the 40-yard line. He got 6 on that, but he almost had 46.
Boy, and he is a blur getting through the hole. Unbelievable. He got tripped up there just by a shoelace.
2nd down from the LSU 40 for the Bulldogs. We're tied at 34. We're approaching the 10-minute mark to go in the ball game. Conley and Bennett remain out to the left side, and Justin Scott Wesley solo on the near side. Coverage is up tight for LSU. Shotgun snap to Murray. They force him out of the pocket. He rolls right, looking, pumps fakes, and now he just throws it away. Right in front of the Georgia bench as Welter chases Murray out of bounds into the Georgia bench and appears to have some words as he runs back into the defensive huddle. The official getting between them. 3rd down after the incompletion. 3rd down and 4 for Georgia at the Tiger 40-yard line.
LSU brought linebacker pressure there. We didn't have it picked up. Aaron Murray had to flush out of the pocket. And a good decision just to throw that one away. He had to move away from where any of his receivers were.
Kenneth Towns into the ball game as a receiver, handed off to Marshall on a misdirection. Tries to get to the corner this way. They dive and submarine Marshall and trip him up as he falls forward to the 38-yard line. That was Jalen Mills, the cornerback that went diving in, and he's paying for it right now. He's injured on the play. Trying to go shooting low. Looked like he was trying to hit Marshall around the knees. He may have got a knee in the head. I'm not sure what happened to him, but he's shaken up. And the Dogs are short on the 3rd down attempt. It's going to be 4th and about 2 with the ball on the 38. Injury timeout, TV timeout, radio timeout. 9:48 to go. 34-34, Georgia and LSU. We're back in a moment on the Bulldogs Sports Network from IMG. Dogs break the huddle. 4th down and 2 yards to go from the LSU 38. The Dogs are 4 of 6 on 4th down this season. 2 receivers out to the left side. J.J. Green's in the game as the lone setback. Offset to Murray's right in the shotgun. 1 receiver right. Andrews the center over the ball, ready to deliver the snap. LSU creeps up defensively. Murray takes the snap. Quick throw. Caught! Justin Scott Wesley spun away from the tackle and then fell down about 2 yards away from the defenders. But hold on, check a flag back at the 45-yard line. Justin Scott Wesley got the first down.
Roughing the passer.
Oh, I like that.
On the defense, number 15. Half the distance. Automatic first down.
Welter and White were the 2 guys that JSW split as he caught the ball for the first down. They ran into each other and fell down, or else if Justin keeps his balance, he might take it to the distance. Aaron Murray got a late hit, though, and that gives the Dogs an extra 15 yards and puts the ball down on the LSU 14-yard line, 1st and 10.
Boy, great job there by Aaron Murray looking off the LSU defense. Had his eyes for a long time over to his left, popped his head back around to the right to find Justin, splitting LSU defenders.
3 receivers to the left for Georgia. They work deep in LSU territory. J.J. Green remains in the ballgame as the lone setback. Tight end Lynch is on the right side of the line of scrimmage for Georgia. Now Green breaks out to the right side, and Mark Richt runs out onto the field to call for time. Play clock was winding down. 1 second left. And the coach calls for the time. That's our first of the half. 9:02 to go in the ball game. And we'll take the timeout with the team. Georgia 34, LSU 34. The Dogs are threatening. Breaking the action. We're back in a moment on the Bulldogs Sports Network from IMG. 9:02 to go in the fourth quarter. Georgia and LSU tied at 34. Let's check in with Chuck Dowdle on the sidelines. Cook's Pest Control Report. Chuck?
Yeah, guys, that last play, what had happened the play before on third down, Keith Marshall had gotten just a little bit nicked up. They put in J.J. Green, the true freshman. He was out of position, and the clock was running down, and Coach Rick ran out there and spent the timeout. But the good news is Marshall now back out in the field.
And the good news is Georgia's in the Red Baron red zone. Pick up a Red Baron pizza before the next game. Get a taste of the tradition. First down and 10 at the LSU 14-yard line. Dogs are in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the left. And Marshall, as Chuck said, back in the ball game. Now they send him out to the wide side on the near side of the field. The snap is fumbled by Andrews. It hit his undercarriage, I think, as he's trying to snap it in the shotgun. Murray alertly falls on it. There's a flag on the play.
5-yard penalty, remains first down.
So a 5-yard penalty will be marched off against the Bulldogs. Andrews snapped the ball, and it resulted in it just laying on the ground. And Murray fell on it, but it's going to be a 5-yard penalty against the Dogs. It'll make it 1st and 15 back on the just inside the LSU 20. Ball's on the 19-yard line. Dogs with 4 receivers in this formation. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Marshall's low setback. Snap to Murray. He's got time all day to throw. Fires over the middle, and it's broken up at the goal line. Trying to go to Chris Conley. Murray threw it into heavy coverage, and LSU was able to get a hand on it. Quan Alexander may have been the guy in on the breakup, but it was right on the goal line to Chris Conley as Murray sent a bullet down there, but a risky pass.
Boy, heavy coverage is right. If he would have gone through his progression, Keith Marshall just on the swing as his outlet was wide open, probably would have waltzed into the end zone.
2nd down 15 from the LSU 19 in a tie ball game, under 9 minutes to go. Murray walks up, points to the linebacker. Now back into the shotgun. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Hand off to Marshall. He runs to the right. They go for his legs, and they grab him and pull him down. Quan Alexander diving for Marshall's legs, and he was able to hang on. Marshall could not break free, and he's down at the 20 for no gain. Maybe he lost a foot or 2 on the play.
Boy, just quick support there from LSU. Nowhere Marshall could go on that one.
I think Marshall's a little dinged up, too. He's kind of hobbling around out there. We're getting short of backs. Gurley's already out, and Marshall's a little bit dinged. 3rd down and extra long for the Dogs on the LSU 20, almost the 21-yard line now. 3 receivers to the left side. Here's Murray in the shotgun. Looks to the left, throws it over the middle. The pass is high off the hands, too, of Michael Bennett, who was wide open on a crossing route. Was coming from left to right. Was the idea to get to the near sideline on the crossing route and maybe see what you can get on the near sideline as you head to the end zone. Instead, it's an incomplete pass, and Georgia will have to try a field goal here from about the 27 or 28-yard line.
Just too much muscle on that pass for Bennett to pull down. Aaron Murray threw a bullet on about a 5-yard pass.
38-yard attempt. Theus the snapper, Erickson the holder. Here's Marshall Morgan with the kick. It's off, and it is up and good. And the Dogs take the lead again, 37-34, 38-yard field goal. And with that field goal, Walton EMC Natural Gas has just donated $500 to their Kicking It for Charity campaign. Well, the Dogs take the lead, 8:09 to go in the quarter, 37-34 Georgia over LSU. And we're back in a moment on the Bulldogs Sports Network from IMG. (37-34) on the 38-yard field goal for Marshall Morgan, who is 3 for 3 today. Field goals of 24, 54, and 38 yards. Georgia leads by a slim 3 points with a lot of time remaining here in the quarter. Odell Beckham Jr. will be the deep man for LSU as we kick it off again. 8:09 to play. The sun setting to our left in the west, and the shadows have draped the stadium almost completely, although some of the north stands still in a little bit of sunshine. Morgan has it teed up between the hash marks on the 35-yard line, set to kick it away to Odell Beckham Jr. Georgia by 3. Final quarter of regulation. Here's the kick by Morgan. Long and end over end, going to come down about 5 yards deep in the end zone. He'll run it out to the 5, to the 10, to the 15, looking for a lane. We reach around from behind and drag him to the turf. Quincy Mauger pulls down Odell Beckham Jr. And you just kind of hold your breath every time that guy gets the ball and takes off running with it.
He is dynamic on any of these returns. Had the one muff punt, which led to points for Georgia before. When he corrals that football and gets going, you're holding your breath the entire time.
Line of scrimmage is the 25. That was about a 30-yard return, counting the 5 yards deep in the end zone. LSU will work on the far hash. They'll move from right to left. Kenny Hilliard is the setback. Copeland is the fullback for LSU's offense. Mettenberger's gone the whole way today and has done very well. One receiver to each side. Herrera jumps up in one of the gaps for Georgia's defense. Mettenberger with a long count, looking over the Georgia D. Swan wants to come on a blitz. Mettenberger will be sacked back at the 17-yard line. Jordan Jenkins, he finally got the sack that everybody's been asking him about all week long. He gets his first of the year.
Boy, give credit there to Damian Swan, too, playing a little cat and mouse with Mettenberger and that offensive line for LSU. He did come on the corner blitz. LSU slid all the way out to him, freeing up Jordan Jenkins. Nobody even touched him.
Loss of 8, 3 sacks for Georgia today. That's a season high. Second down and a long way to go. 2nd and 18 for LSU, back at their own 17-yard line. 5 across the front line for Georgia. Mettenberger fumbled the snap. There's a pile for it. LSU may have gotten it back. Mettenberger fumbled the snap in the shotgun. Hilliard fell on the ball for LSU. They're right down there in front of the student section. The noise is deafening. 4 lost yardage back on the 13.
And this is a little more like it, third and forever here. Up until this point, LSU on third down had it at 4.5 average in yards to get. The Dogs had been at 7.3. Now third and forever, 3rd and 22 for LSU.
And Jeremy Hill has come back into the ball game, the sophomore running back out of Baton Rouge. And Mettenberger going to ask for time and get it. LSU calls a timeout.
Charge timeout. LSU.
Stops the clock with
That's a
6:40 to go.
Timeout. 30-second timeout.
Georgia 34, or Georgia 37, LSU 34. In what is apparently a pivotal part of this ball game, LSU calls a timeout. Dogs coming off the field goal from Marshall Morgan, and now they've got the Tiger offense right where they want them, you would believe, see. Backed up in a serious 3rd and long, 3rd and 22, right in front of our crowd as they're backed up on their own 13-yard line. Let's get a field perspective from Chuck Dowdle, Cook's Pest Control Report. Chuck?
Yeah, thanks a lot, Scott. I got to tell you, I've mentioned it a couple of times during this game how helpful the crowd's been to Georgia, and this Bulldog team is very appreciative. They're turning to the crowd now and asking for more noise. They want all the noise they can get here on this big 3rd down play.
Whole sideline for Georgia, jumping up and down. Crowd standing here at Sanford Stadium. The only people sitting might be the little LSU pocket down in the northwest corner of the end zone. 6:40 to play in the quarter. LSU with a 3rd and 22. They go with an empty set. Mettenberger in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side. Shotgun snap. Mettenberger steps up in the pocket. Will throw, and it is caught. Boom! And Odell Beckham Jr. nailed by Quincy Mauger, but he got the first down on 3rd and 22. He got about 1.5 yards.
Boy, we just can't get him off the field. LSU now 10 for 14. We were in a 2-cloud look. Somehow, Beckham Jr. finds the one seam that you could have in that drop 8 coverage, and Mettenberger threw a bullet to get the first down. Boy, that is a backbreaker.
No doubt. 24 yards on the gain out to the 37-yard line. LSU now with a little bit of a comfort zone. They give it to Big Hill. He runs to the near side, and we reach and grab his arm and grab his legs and then pile him up and stop him at the 39. Leonard Floyd, Josh Harvey Clements, who's got a dozen-plus tackles today, make the stop. Hill didn't get a lot of running room there. He's right at the 39. He got about 1 yard, maybe 1.5 yards. I can't believe they got the 3rd and 22.
Boy, just a dagger to the heart. See if we can bow our necks here. Big down. Got to get him back into a 3rd and long situation.
2nd 8 out of the eye for LSU. Hill's the tailback. Copeland the full. They're going to throw. Mettenberger with time. Zips it and he hits Landry on a crossing route, and he tiptoes out of bounds into the Georgia bench area as he crosses midfield to the 48. Josh Harvey Clements again chasing Landry out of bounds. Landry, elusive, has been open many, many times today. That's his 8th catch of the day for 130 yards. LSU in Georgia territory at the 47. Stations will get to an identification in just a moment. Offset eye for LSU, 1st and 10. Mettenberger, play fake, sets up, will throw, and he gets it to Landry again. Another crossing route. It's complete at the 45, and Landry zips his way down to the 35, and it's another first down. Herrera the tackle for Georgia. Pause 10 seconds. Station ID, Bulldog Sports Network from IMG. LSU 1st and 10 at the Georgia 35. They had 3rd and 22 from their 17, and they got it. Mettenberger with a play fake with time, throws again, and there he is open. This time it's Odell Beckham Jr. between the hash marks. Open around the 17 and tackled where? Inside the 10 by Trey Matthews at the 8-yard line. 1st and goal, LSU. Mettenberger just zipping them right down the field with that aerial attack and his precision passing. He has been outstanding today. Over 300 yards today for Zach Mettenberger for the first time in his career at 3:54 and counting right now. We've got 4:31 to go in the ball game. LSU trails by 3, 37-34, but it's 1st and goal Tigers inside the 10-yard line. They're on the 8. LSU tosses it to Hill. He breaks to the near side and will sprint into the end zone, and LSU has the lead with 4:14 to go.
Boy, just a toss sweep again. It bounces right outside. Very similar to the touchdown run LSU had earlier. Georgia just collapsed inside, and nobody outside once he breaks contain.
What a drive for LSU. It was really going the Dogs' way, and they called a timeout. And then the gates opened, and the passes started coming downfield as Mettenberger just captained his team to a touchdown on a long drive that was going backwards initially. Here's the point after try by Delahousie. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And it is 41-37, 4:14 to go. A hush has fallen over Sanford Stadium as the 6th-ranked LSU Tigers have taken the lead for the first time since the first quarter. It's 41-37.
Boy, you're going to look back on this game if the Dogs can't put a drive together here. That 3rd and 22, just heartbreaking. And immediately after it happened, then LSU, boom, 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 right down the field. Really got the Georgia defense back on its heels. We've asked this Georgia offense to respond all day long. Boy, we need it again.
Boy, so many times on a play like that, you see a receiver that stops short of the first down marker. Odell Beckham Jr. had the foresight to go beyond the marker and then come back to the ball, where when he caught it, he was already going to have the first down. All he had to do was make the catch.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, good job by Mettenberger on that play, moving up in the pocket, buying a little extra time. We were dropping 8, so LSU did what it needed to do to protect their quarterback, and then just a strike. And Mettenberger's been throwing them all day long, 22 out of 32, 354 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Well, they've been going toe-to-toe today. Both offenses just delivering haymakers, 41-37. LSU scored 24 here in the half. They've outscored the Dogs by 11, but Georgia's going to get another possession with time on the clock, down 4. So they got to find the end zone to try to win this ball game. Here's Hairston to kick it away from right to left. Reggie Davis in the end zone for Georgia. Hairston boots it. It's going to land in the end zone deep. Davis just knocks it down, and it gets away from him and rolls out of the back of the end zone for the touchback. Georgia will have it 1st and 10, 75 yards away from a possible win with 4:14 to play in the ballgame.
Dogs with 2 timeouts. Plenty of time on the clock here. No need to even go anything normal than their standard tempo here. Run their offense. They can have the full playbook at their disposal.
No Todd Gurley here in the second half. Keith Marshall in the game, but dinged a little bit. 3 receivers to the left. Bennett, Lynch, and Conley, and 1 to the right, Justin Scott Wesley. Murray's in the shotgun. 8 seconds on the play clock. There's the snap. Murray in the pocket, throws quickly, near sideline, caught and out of bounds. Justin Scott Wesley, he made the catch at the 36-yard line, a gain of 11. Jalen Mills right there to try to cover him and made sure he got out of bounds. Justin Scott Wesley just kind of tiptoed backwards out of bounds there after he made the first down reception at the 36.
Yeah, fortunate there for the Dogs. That ball from Aaron Murray on that out route, a little bit behind Justin Scott Wesley.
Shotgun snap to Murray, throws it over the middle, caught by the tight end, Lynch at the 42, and he slugs his way up close to the 45-yard line. A gain of 8, maybe 9. Barrow and Eugene and Welter all converged to make the hit on the big Georgia tight end. Second down and a short 2 to go for Georgia. Ball just shy of our 45. 3:35 to go. Clock moving. We're down 4 all of a sudden. 41-37. Dogs out of the shotgun, handed off to Marshall. Plows in right behind Andrews and a guard and tries to get what he can, and what he gets is the first down at the 42.5. Barrow, the linebacker, up to make the stop for LSU. A couple of their defenders up slowly. We move the sticks as we approach midfield at the 47. Now Rasco kind of stayed down on one knee for a little bit of extra time. He's trying to gather himself now as he stays in the ball game. We substitute, put 3 receivers on the right side, 1 to the left.
LSU still mixing up coverages right now, showing a 2-deep look against this trips formation for the Dogs.
Rentavious Wooten into the ball game is one of the receivers. He's on the right side. We snap it to Murray. Throws over the middle. There's Lynch again in LSU territory at the 45, close to a first down. Already makes the catch. DJ Welter, the middle linebacker, makes the hit and the tackle. They're going to give him forward progress up to the 43, and it should be a first down, and LSU has a guy down. Dogs trying to run a little bit of tempo. Crowd doesn't like it. LSU's got a player laying on the ground, grabbing his left hamstring, and that may be Rasco, who was kind of shaken up on the previous play. So that'll stop the clock. 2:39 to go. Dogs moving in LSU territory at the 43. Looks like they want to measure the officials. One official is down on one knee with a hand on the football, holding it in place at the 43-yard line. And they'll bring the sticks out to try to measure. It's very, very close to a first down, if not a first down. Murray today, 19 of 33, 272 through the air, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Mettenberger's been tremendous today, 22 of 32 for 354 and 3 touchdowns, no picks. And the Dogs do have the first down. Still 10 to the LSU injured player. That's the defensive end, Rasco. They help him up. And he kind of hobbles off, still grabbing at that left hamstring. Sun setting here in Athens, 2:39. Both of these teams have gone back and forth all day long, and LSU right now has a 4-point lead after they went 75 yards in 8 plays just a moment ago. Jeremy Hill ran it in from 8 yards out to give LSU its first lead since the first quarter. Dogs back up to the line, 1st and 10 at the 43 of LSU. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right from Murray's in the shotgun. J.J. Green's in the backfield. He's going to take the handoff. Quick burst up the middle. Green to the 35, to the 30, and tumbled down at the 28. Green shot out of a cannon, got the first down and more. Lost in the safety right in the middle of the field. Went low to turn him upside down, but J.J. Green, the freshman from Kingsland, Georgia, gets the first down to the 25-yard line, and a pickup of 17, 18 yards for J.J. Green. Now Gates is hobbling out of the game for Georgia. Our big left tackle, Beard, has checked in at left tackle for the Bulldogs.
Good job up front there. Dallas Lee on the pull, leading the way for Green.
Ball on the 25 of LSU. 1:59, now less than that to go. We trail by 4. Dogs trying to drive down the field and win the ball game. Murray in the shotgun with time in the pocket. Throws. There's Justin Scott Wesley. He catches it on the 4. Tiptoes into the end zone. Touchdown!
Justin Scott Wesley just on a fade up in the sideline. LSU stayed in cover 2 that entire drive. Good job by Aaron Murray keeping the safety over the top on the hash. Justin Scott Wesley wide open after he got behind the cornerback and able to tiptoe into the end zone.
Murray with another touchdown strike, and the Dogs have countered again. Jalen Mills was the guy who got toasted by JSW on the near sideline. Point after try by Marshall Morgan to make it a 3-point game. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Georgia 44, LSU 41 in a slugfest. Oh, this is going down as one of the all-time greats. 1:47 to play. And as the great Larry Munson would say, and now we got to give the ball back to those guys.
Boy, that we do. And Mettenberger lighting it up over 350 yards passing. Can we find a way to slow this LSU offense down?
That Georgia touchdown brought to you by Southwest Airlines, connecting more people to more places. Southwest, welcome aboard. Down to the sidelines we go. Chuck Dowdle for Cook's Pest Control Report. Chuck?
Well, you said it, Scott. This is going to go down as one of the all-time greats. In fact, right now, I would bet you the parents of the players at the Alabama-Ole Miss game are watching this one.
Somebody's defense is going to have to step up and make a play. And the position that we're in right now, it's going to have to be Georgia.
It has to be ours right now. 1:47. Keep in mind, LSU had to burn 2 timeouts here in the second half. Only 1 timeout remaining. All they need is 3 points. They've got the strong wind behind them as well. This is the direction that we hit a 55-yard field goal on. They just need 3 to tie, but the way they've been moving the football up and down the field, you know they've got 7 points on their mind.
Aaron Murray with his 4th touchdown throw of the day, a 25-yarder to Justin Scott Wesley to give the Bulldogs the lead. That's our SunTrust shining moment of the game. 1:47 to go. Here's Marshall Morgan's kick, high, hanging end over end. Beckham comes up to field it at the 8, heads to the near side, still on his feet at the 20, and down at the 24-yard line as T.J. Stripling, who's got the longest dreads on the team, made the tackle. And Georgia has a player shaken up. That's Costavablis, slow to get up. He will stay down, and Georgia's training staff will tend to Costa, who's been a very good player for Georgia on special teams out of Tarpon Springs, Florida. 1:42 to go, 102 seconds. And LSU has the ball. Their offense has been mighty in the second half. They're down 3 with 1:42 to go. Georgia, 496 total yards of offense. LSU, 438 yards of offense. Mettenberger with his first career 300-yard passing game. He has ripped it here this afternoon for 354 yards. Jarvis Landry, we haven't been able to cover him today, Z. 10 catches, 154 yards, and a score.
Yeah, he has been something else. He's hurt us here on this last drive just on crossing routes against man-to-man, able to pick it up, get big yardage down the field as well. Odell Beckham Jr. having a good game, 5 catches for 100 yards. Jeremy Hill catching the football well out of the backfield as well. He has 4 catches for 44 yards. So a lot of different weapons that Zach Mettenberger is going to here. Somehow we've got to find a way to slow this LSU offense down. We've got to win the battle of first down and make it hard and difficult for LSU on third down. But that's really where they've made their money today. 10 out of 14 on third downs for this LSU defense or offense.
A lot of time left when you got a gunslinger like Zach Mettenberger back there. They have a timeout remaining, minute 42. Costavablis up, walking off onto his own power for the most part, aided by the training staff. He's off back on the sidelines. Now here comes the noise, and here comes LSU, 1st and 10 at its own 24-yard line. They trail now by 3, a minute 42 to go in the game in regulation. They run the tight end in motion. Now he's set, split backfield for LSU. Mettenberger takes the snap. Pressure! Boom! Heat him up! Back at the 15-yard line. He just ran right through him. Leonard Floyd with his 3rd sack of the year.
Boy, just a little stunt there by Leonard Floyd. LSU never even saw him. Just ran right over Mettenberger like a Mack truck.
Final charge timeout, LSU.
Mettenberger trying to shake off the cobwebs. He's walking slowly and not necessarily in a straight line to the LSU huddle on the far sideline. as they call their final timeout with 1:26 to go. Loss of 7 on the blitzing sack by the freshman linebacker Leonard Floyd. Mettenberger looked like a glass door, and Floyd just ran right straight through it.
It was a stunt by Ray Drew and Leonard Floyd. Ray Drew took an outside rush. Ray Drew circled back into the inside. Nobody on the LSU ever even saw him. Big play there for the Dogs, but we've been in this position before, Scott.
What are you saying?
I'm saying I want a better and different result from what we had last time.
You're saying there's time on the clock, and they've still got the ball. 1:30 to go in the game. 44-41, Georgia leads. LSU with a big second down coming up, but second down at 17. Floyd today with 8 tackles, 2 for a loss, and a sack. Do it again, Dogs. Let's go. LSU out of the huddle on their own 17-yard line. Mettenberger, he might still be woozy from that hit. Herrera jumps up into the gap. Now Swan moves to the right. And Hill breaks out to the near side for LSU. Empty set. Mettenberger with time. Throws it deep. Caught by Beckham Jr. on a crossing route from left to right. He caught it at the 35-yard line. Quincy Marger with the tackle. But on 2nd and 17, they get the first down with 18 yards.
Boy, what a great catch there and a great throw by Mettenberger. Beckham Jr. able to reach out and snag that football for a huge first down.
Clock moving. Snap. Mettenberger throws again. Incomplete. Trying to go to Landry. And look at them asking for a flag. Josh Harvey Clemens in coverage. The pass is incomplete. Trying to go to Landry. They really hurt us on those little crossing routes from left to right, right to left. That time it was incomplete. The good thing for LSU is it stops the clock for them with 1:08.
LSU there begging for the flag. But boy, we've seen these refs let both of these teams play all day long. Good defense there by Josh Harvey Clemens. Important here, we know that they're going to be throwing the football. Can we continue to get pressure on Zach?
2nd and 10 from LSU's 35-yard line. They're moving to our left. Split backfield. Mettenberger in the shotgun. Drops back. He's got time. He lobs it up in. Did that get tipped or was it just short? Well, that was nowhere near the intended target. Incomplete pass. What was that? That may have been hit at the line of scrimmage. I think it was because it came flying off awkwardly at the line of scrimmage. I didn't see who tipped it. One of our linemen got it at the line and knocked that pass off target.
It was either that, I think the ball just slipped out of his hand. If anybody got it, it was Ray Drew.
Well, look at the replay.
It was Ray Drew.
He got it with his right hand.
3rd and 10.
Now it's time for a big third down stop. They're 10 of 14 on third down. 1:04 to go. In the shotgun, Mettenberger back with time. Throws it up, and it is incomplete. Trying to catch it going backwards was Landry. Again, he's asking for a flag. He doesn't get it. Josh Harvey Clemens was chest to chest with Jarvis Landry. It was incomplete. It's 4th and 10 for LSU. They've got one play they got to have to survive with 58 seconds to go.
And Scott, we may have just gotten a gift right there. All the pass interferences we were begging for early in the game. That one, little bit of contact. Seeing the replay, it was just good defense. Absolutely good defense.
4th down and 10. LSU from their own 35. Try to keep the ball game alive for the Tigers right here. 2 receivers right and 1 to the left. And Georgia will call a timeout as they sent Hill out to the wide side.
Georgia.
Out of the backfield at the last second to go with a 4-receiver set. And Georgia calls a timeout to get things right on defense. Dogs have 1 left. LSU's out of timeouts. 58 seconds to go.
Boy, big play there on third down. Josh Harvey Clemens in coverage there. Fantastic coverage, breaking up that pass.
When they break Hill out of the backfield, stick him up as one of the wideouts, what does that do for you defensively?
Well, you've just got to shift and adjust to it, create a little bit of confusion there, but you've got to account for him. We know that he can catch the football on the day, already 4 catches. So just a different look and a different wrinkle. You've got to bump everybody out, but when you're accounting for it, all of a sudden now you've got somebody on a slot receiver now that you may not necessarily want.
The Dogs get a stop here. They win the game. LSU has no way to stop the clock. It's 4th and 10 on their own 35-yard line. 44-41 Georgia with 58 seconds left. 3 receivers in a triangle formation to the near side, 1 to the far side. Mettenberger's in the shotgun. Now they move 1 into the backfield, and they split. There's the snap to Mettenberger. We pressure. He throws it up. It's too high. It's incomplete. Incomplete. The ball lands right in front of Trey Matthews, and Georgia will win this ball game. This crowd is delirious.
And so is the Georgia bench jumping all out. Coaches are trying to get Georgia players back onto the sideline right now.
And the officials just threw a flag, and there's another flag.
Coach Rick right now out on the field. Looks like he's in the face of Jordan Jenkins, telling him to get off the field and get onto the sideline. But what a huge 4th down stop. After these offenses going up and down the field all game long, the Dogs hunker down and get the biggest stop of the game.
Mettenberger, who's been so precise, threw that one a little bit high, but he had some pressure coming over the line of scrimmage. We had linemen leaping over blockers, just to try to get Zach Mettenberger's face.
Boy, Jordan Jenkins was one of those guys just leaping over LSU blockers, getting all in his face. Tremendous rush there by the Georgia Bulldogs.
The walk-off on the unsportsmanlike penalties puts us back on the midfield stripe at the 50, but it doesn't matter. 52 seconds left. All we've got to do is take a couple of knees. LSU can't stop the clock. They're out of timeouts. 44-41. Not a soul has left this game. Not a soul has left this stadium. This has been pandemonium here. What a ball game as Murray takes the snap and a quick knee, and the countdown is on for the final 45 seconds. Georgia will have defeated its second top 10 team this season, and for the second time they will have done it here at Sanford Stadium. Georgia will go to 3-1. LSU will suffer its first loss of the season. And I don't know that anybody really delivered a knockout blow. It was just haymaker after haymaker. Murray downs the ball, then takes it and heaves it about 60 yards high in the air. It lands on the 5. That's the ball game as the clock will tick down the final 10 seconds. And the celebration begins in Athens. Players on the field shaking hands. The coaches meet on the logo. They shake hands. An enormous win for Georgia that has left this Sanford Stadium crowd absolutely breathless. Your final 44-41. Georgia knocks off LSU. Z, final thoughts?
I'm out of breath. I don't even have words to describe it. The pandemonium on the field, it is good to see. To beat 2 top 10 teams in this stadium. Every fan in the stadium right now on their feet. And what can you say about this offense that responded time after time after time? Anytime that LSU put points on the board to get back into the football game, we answered the call. And then the defense, that last series, after being gashed so many times through the game, to come up the way that they did, whew, out of breath.
Play of the game might have been the sack by Leonard Floyd. I really think that rattled Mettenberger and the rest of that offense and put them in a deep hole, even though they came out of it a little bit. But it gave Mettenberger a little bit to think about.
Yeah, it really did. And I'll tell you, we went back to that same stunt after that big sack 3 or 4 times in a row and continued to get a good push against that LSU offensive line, making Mettenberger step back and not really put the same kind of zip, not step into his throws the way he'd been able to do so often tonight. And it paid dividends. Huge play by Josh Harvey Clemens as well to break up a pass that would have given LSU another first down.
Well, it's going to be gridlock outside the stadium in Athens, so settle back in and keep it tuned right here because you're not going anywhere. Georgia a winner over LSU. Number 9 knocks off number 6. Bulldogs 44, LSU 41. AT&T call of the game coming up next here on the Bulldogs Sports Network from IMG.
The final score from Athens, GA. Georgia 44, LSU 41. For our entire broadcast crew, I'm Cabell Philpott saying goodnight, reminding you once again next Saturday, the Dogs will get together with the Tennessee Volunteers on Rocky Top. That game will be announced late tomorrow night or early on Monday morning. The 6-day hold placed on the Georgia-Tennessee game. That'll do it from here inside the IMG Network studios. Reminding you once again the final score from Athens, Georgia. Number 9, Georgia 44. Number 6, LSU 41. Dogs on top.
You've been listening to BB&T Dog Talk on the Bulldogs Sports Network from IMG. BB&T, reliable, dependable, trusted for over 140 years. BB&T, member FDIC. Georgia football has also been brought to you by Aaron's. Credit is hard. Aaron's is easy. You don't need credit. All you need is Aaron's. By Southwest Airlines. Cooper Tires. Life's a road trip. Come on, let's go. Marathon. Fueling the American spirit. By BB&T. Sharing knowledge for a brighter direction. Member FDIC. By Walton EMC Natural Gas. Kicking it for charity. By your local Sherwin-Williams. Painting questions? Ask Sherwin-Williams. Cook's Pest Control and the Centricon System. The unbeatable combination for termite protection. Regions Bank, official bank of the SEC. Allstate Insurance. Are you in good hands? Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Reese's. Perfect. Texaco with Techron. Helps keep vital engine parts clean. Keep humming along. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure. By Nature's Own, the official bread of UGA. SunTrust Bank. It's never been easier to switch to SunTrust. Visit suntrust.com/switch. Georgia Power, official power source of the Georgia Bulldogs. The Georgia Lottery. Today could be the day. By ServPro, fire and water damage cleanup and restoration. ServPro, like it never even happened. And by State Farm. For auto, home, life, and banking, get to a better state. Get a quote at 1-800-STATE-FARM or statefarm.com. The executive producers of the Bulldog Sports Network from IMG are George Pine and Ben Sutton. Associate producers Joe Potter, Chris Ferris, and Ryan Gribble. Network manager Adam Whitten. I'm staff announcer Carl Shannon. Special thanks to the University of Georgia Athletics Director Greg McGarity and to the staff and management of Cox Media Group. Georgia football is an exclusive presentation of IMG, America's home for college sports.